I'm a fish boy who skates for Team X, blades with a leprechaun who plays basketball. Come to my smart house, meet my alien sister. Don't come hungry, because I'll bet my mom can't cook.
Hello and welcome to Mum Can't Cook, a Decon podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Luke Westaway.
And I'm the other host, Andy Farron. Welcome to the show.
And introducing... Andy, where's Dante?
Oh, Dante, you mean the little wooden puppet boy that we built together?
Well, yeah, obviously him. Where is he? I was going to introduce him for the podcast.
Because we were so keen to have a son to carry on our podcast, so we could call it Mum Can't Cook.
Carry on the
and
legacy,
Sons.
yes. So this could be Mum Can't Cook and Son.
And Son podcast.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so you know how we wished so hard for him to become real, so
yes.
That he could carry on our legacy. And I did wish to the Blue Fairy last night. And good and bad news.
Okay.
Do you want the good news or the bad news first?
Well, I want the good news, seeing as I'm thinking
Okay.
It might be that sweet Dante became real and our dreams of having a son.
Yeah, I mean that is the good news. Yeah, he did become real.
Yep.
Our dreams were fulfilled. No, I went
the
outside
legacy
and I
of the
changed
podcast is assured.
Yeah, I changed the sign outside the podcast shop to say "Mom Can't Cook and Son."
Mm-hmm.
But then, you're going to be annoyed by this.
Okay.
Having been alive for about 10 minutes, he sort of started asking questions like, what's going on? Where am I? Why would God allow this? Those sorts of things.
Yeah.
And it was
Normal.
it was really annoying. It was really annoying.
It was what?
So
It was what?
I threw him into the woods.
It was what?
It was annoying.
It was annoying?
I was trying to go to sleep.
Well, he's a living boy. He's a boy. Of course he's asking those sorts of questions. What else did he do? He just asked questions.
He asked questions. He was sort of curious about his surroundings.
Right. Okay, but
obviously
but
I maimed him with a woodchopper's axe after that.
Right, okay. But to be clear, when we were talking all those long nights about how we yearned for a son to carry on our podcasting legacy, you didn't imagine that he would at any point be asking questions or saying things like, where am I? What's going on?
No. And then
Yeah.
he had the nerve to ask me if I was eating fresh pears.
Right.
And he asked me if he could have a pear.
Okay.
And I said he could have a pair of these fists. And I punched him.
It sounds like Dante was a sweet-mannered young puppet.
Well, yeah, is the correct sense, because I threw him in the woods, didn't I?
Right. Okay. And you're not worried about the Blue Fairy's wrath and vengeance for doing this?
What's she going to do?
Well, you know what?
Fire colourful sparkles at me that sometimes hurt, depending on who they're going towards.
Welcome to our recap of Gepetto 2000.
Gepetto 2000!
It's not called Gepetto 2000. It's called Gepetto and it's from the year 2000. But unfortunately, there's nothing sci-fi or futuristic about this.
Yeah.
It is the story of the world's least safe boy.
Uh-huh. It's an adaptation of Carlo Collodi's 1883 novel, The Adventures of Pinocchio, but with a crucial twist that the main character in this is Gepetto, who I think most people would acknowledge is the least interesting character in Pinocchio.
Yeah, just a guy.
But this film seeks to answer the question, what was Gepetto up to the whole time that Pinocchio was having his adventures? And the answer is a bunch of boring and weird stuff.
Okay, I've got an essay of like notes on this one before we get into it. So let's hear the trailer or whatever, and then we'll start.
Disney proudly presents one of its most beloved characters.
Gepetto!
Gepetto?
Signor Gepetto.
Drew Carey stars in a classic adventure seen through the eyes of Pinocchio's father, Gepetto. When his greatest creation...
I don't believe it. My very own boy.
...becomes his biggest challenge.
Sorry.
Gepetto discovers what it truly means to become a parent.
My son ran away. Ran away? Pinocchio!
Your whole family can experience
Why did you try to save me?
You're my son.
the magic,
Here's the key,
the music,
and all of value you might see, but
the
never
adventure.
take my love
Come on.
from me.
With Julia Louis-Dreyfus, Brent Spiner, R&B superstar Usher, and Drew Carey
You're the best son a father could ever want.
as Gepetto. Now on video.
Okay, right. Do you have any top line notes, Andy? Do you see how
Yeah,
I
I thought
politely asked if you had anything to say before I...
before you launch into it. I think it's interesting that they decided to portray Gepetto as sort of hating Pinocchio and being really annoyed that he was born. That's an interesting twist.
Blaming him for being alive constantly.
Yeah, exactly. I know that you're a big fan of the Pinocchio story, Luke. Do you want to bring the audience up to speed as to why that is, what it is about the story that you enjoy?
To why on earth you're a big fan of Pinocchio. Yeah, okay, right. So the thing that I like about adaptations of Pinocchio is that the story of Pinocchio, the Carlo Collodi stories, I think are basically unadaptable. They hail from an era and a place of and a style of storytelling that is, I mean, okay, look, here's an example. Right, I'm going to read to you the first few lines of the synopsis of the story of Pinocchio just from Wikipedia.
I mean, I know that in the book version of Pinocchio, when Jiminy Cricket shows up, Pinocchio immediately kills him with a hammer.
Yes, he does. He's a good boy.
Is there more?
Yeah. Okay, so after Pinocchio is born, once the puppet is finished and Gepetto teaches him to walk, Pinocchio runs out the door and into the town, where he is caught by Carabiniere, who assumes Pinocchio has been mistreated and imprisons Gepetto. Pinocchio goes back to Geppetto's house to get something to eat, and a talking cricket warns him of the perils of disobedience and laziness. After being called a wooden head, in retaliation, Pinocchio throws a hammer at the cricket and kills it. Pinocchio gets hungry and tries to fry an egg, but a chick catches from the egg and leaves to find food. He knocks on a neighbour's door, but they fear he is pulling a prank and dump water on him. It is just a loose connection of unbelievably, surprising events.
Yeah.
Like, the mountain you're climbing trying to adapt this to modern sensibilities and for a modern audience and trying to be kind of like, okay, but here it is from a different perspective. So I think that any Pinocchio adaptation is inherently entertaining and inherently funny to sort of watch them struggle with that. But...
Well, I know that the 1941 Walt Disney film is probably the most famous adaptation of Pinocchio.
Of course.
And
yep.
I understand that the development of that was quite fraught because the animators kept trying to make him a sort of unpleasant wooden puppet.
Yeah.
And Walt Disney kept striding into the animators' room and going, "No, a boy, you idiots! Make him a boy!
Make him a nice boy!"
They're like, "But he's a puppet! I don't care! Should be a sweet boy!"
I mean,
I'll maybe hit you again.
It was one of the few times that we can point to where Walt Disney was right, I think.
Yeah, that's fair.
The other thing is, and then this film in particular, I think there is a great musical in here, buried very deep. So the songs are by Stephen Schwartz.
Right, who you'll know from Wicked, for example.
Wicked, yes.
The person who wrote Defying Gravity.
Yes.
One of the greatest musical songs of all time.
Exactly. Also, Pippin, Prince of Egypt, lots and lots of other stuff. But Wicked in particular is noteworthy because this is pre-Wicked, but it's basically the same idea. So I think if you're a Wicked fan, then you should 100% watch Gepetto 2000 because you can see this is kind of like a rough draft. This is Stephen Schwartz's first go. I found an interview with Stephen Schwartz. Well, it's not an interview; it's actually his own blog from the Northeast.
He interviewed himself about it.
Yeah, where he writes, "Those familiar with some of my other shows who think they spot some continuing theme here, spinning a familiar story to look at it from another angle and dealing with parent/children issues, are entirely correct." So, this is, in every way, a putative Wicked, which is interesting, right? Because Wicked is a phenomenon. So anything...
Imagine if Stephen Schwartz had accidentally used Defying Gravity on this. Oh no!
Accidentally given it to Julia Louis-Dreyfus.
It would have been perfect in Wicked, but I used it on Gepetto 2000.
There are songs in this that I think all the songs in this are pretty good, and there are some songs in this that are very good. So I read on Wikipedia.
Here I am, my name's Pinocchio.
So Stephen Schwartz had, apparently, according to Wikipedia, I couldn't find any more, I couldn't find anything backing this up on Stephen Schwartz's blog or whatever. So this is just a rumour, but apparently the songs were developed with Julie Andrews and Dick Van Dyke in mind.
Right.
A sort of reunion for them.
Yeah.
But Julie Andrews was apparently undergoing throat surgery, so the idea was dropped. So when Julie Andrews read the script, she gave herself throat surgery to not be in this.
Yeah, I
Is the
also
inference there.
understand they wanted Steve Martin in the role, and then I think Robin Williams, and then when they couldn't get either of those,
Yeah.
it was going to be a theatrical film. This film just kept getting like
Downgrade, kept getting
downsized.
nerfed. Yeah.
Until we end up with Drew Carey from the Drew Carey Show.
But that's the thing. The whole production, and you can see it in everything, in the casting and the way that it's shot. It's all been like nerfed down to an absolutely terrible movie. But if you try and like AI upscale it in your mind,
Yeah.
right, into like glittering 4K 21:9, Dick Van Dyke would have slaughtered this role, the role of Gepetto. Like this film could have been so good. It could have been a legendary musical, but unfortunately, it is what it is. I think most of the fault lies with Drew Carey in particular.
Yeah.
This is one of the few instances where I think I can point to the cast.
You're willing to blame an actor, yeah.
Yeah, he approaches the entire job. Like the embarrassment of he's so visually embarrassed by doing this. He's sort of like he does the whole film like with his hands in his pockets. Like
you know, like when you try to act like you don't care about something, so it's when it fails, it's not embarrassing. That's what he's doing throughout this entire film. He's like, oh no, where's Pinocchio gone? Not that I care anyway. Don't even care about this movie.
Yeah, he does the whole thing with the bearing of someone who just swore blind that they can throw a shoe over a roof, and then like tried it and it didn't work.
Yeah,
and like you look over to the guy and he's like looking around everywhere, hands in his pockets. He's like, "What?
Yeah, what?
Oh, you believe me? You believe me?
You said you could throw a shoe over the roof. Stephen Schwartz has written a song about you throwing a shoe over a roof.
Oh, okay. All right. Believe me much?
Okay, well, all right. Yeah, you got another shoe there. You want to give it another go?
Yeah. Oh, chance to be a fine thing. And then he wanders off.
He wanders off into the woods. Yeah,
that's the energy. That's the energy that Drew is bringing to this production, and it's infuriating. And the only other grown up in the well, okay, actually there are two grown ups. One of whom is Data from Star Trek,
dressed as an insane Italian puppet clown. Yeah.
And the other is Julia Louis-Dreyfus, an incredible comic actor who I respect enormously, but who, possibly because this was originally written with Julie Andrews in mind, is doing the world's worst British accent in the world. Through.
Oh, God. Now you've told me that about Dick Van Dyke and Julie Andrews. There's several sequences where Julia Louis-Dreyfus and Drew Carey gamely attempt to sort of skip their way through a dance routine.
Yeah.
And it honestly, it looks like super tankers colliding in the Atlantic Ocean. It's not. Neither of them are what I would call talented dancers.
It's okay. So obviously we are going to dunk on it as hard as it deserves to be dunked on. You also told me, Andy, that the poor quality of this film became a running gag on Drew Carey's TV show Whose Line Is It Anyway?
Whose Line Is It Anyway? Yeah, they were always dunking on this film and making fun of how bad it was. I don't think Stephen Schwartz should be allowed to have a blog.
I mean, I don't know if anyone was reading it in particular.
Yeah,
if that helps.
Yeah, don't do that. And don't remind people you made Pinocchio.
Yeah, exactly. Just pretend that you just like did Wicked from nothing.
Yeah,
it was just nothing and then Wicked.
Just nailed it first time.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess we should talk about Pinocchio. In the room, the women come and go, talking of Pinocchio.
Yes. This is going to be a clip-heavy episode of Mom Can't Cook, by the way. You're going to hear probably quite a lot of clips from the film because there's like a lot of stuff that has to be heard to be believed.
Yeah.
But also there's tons of songs, and the songs are really long. They do what you want a musical song to do, which is that they're all about the story and they move the story along within the song. Anyway, look, we'll get into it. It doesn't matter. We begin with a storybook opening, and we hear the famous Disney tune When You Wish Upon a Star, which is not a good thing to invoke, if you ask me.
Yeah, there's a drawing of Pinocchio. I've written, he is a human-faced boy with like hanging wooden legs and strings, and he looks like something a police taunting serial killer left for you to find.
It's a photo of just like a normal boy, but with like a Photoshop filter applied to it. Like all of these storybook images are just, it's like it's a normal boy with strings drawn on. Like, what serial killer has done this?
Yeah, like a Hannibal murderer would leave for the FBI to find.
Yeah, and we hear Drew Carey come in. Once upon a time, there was a little wooden boy named Pinocchio, he says, already embarrassed by what he's doing.
Once upon a time, it's not a big deal, but there was a boy called Pinocchio.
They're asking me to tell you there was a little wooden boy.
It's not a big deal. I don't even know why they're asking me to tell you about it, but there was a little boy and he was wooden and he was called Pinocchio anyway.
Yeah. But alas, this is not his story. Why say alas? Why say alas? Why in your opening sentence set the expectations for that for the audience? But alas,
I know
this is
you want to hear about Pinocchio, but I'm really sorry.
But
this
alas,
is going to be the story of Gepetto, the boring worst character.
Gepetto continues, this is the story of that important but overlooked character, Gepetto. That's me, Pinocchio's dad. Aren't there things you ever wondered about me?
I went through a little Wikipedia dive after I watched this because I couldn't believe it happened. And I was reading all about Pinocchio and Gepetto and stuff. And the actor who played Gepetto in the Disney adaptation, apparently they recast the role because the original actor wasn't he sounded too gruff. He wasn't kindly and nice enough.
Okay.
So they cast this other actor who was so lovely and kindly.
Yeah.
And everyone talks about what a great experience it was working with him, except for the fact that he kept walking around the studio loudly expressing admiration for Adolf Hitler.
Oh my God.
So,
yes, but apart from that. You have to bear in mind that apart from that, he's the nicest, twinkiest
the nice, twinkliest old man you'll ever meet. Anyway, sorry to derail you. Please continue.
Okay, so Gepetto continues. That's me, Pinocchio's dad. Aren't there things you ever wondered about me? My note, literally no. Like how I got inside a whale. My note, hey, it is weird. I never wondered that.
Yeah. And also, this film doesn't really answer that. I mean, the film answers it, and it's the way that you expected. He got swallowed by a whale.
He was in the sea, and then a whale.
He was in the sea, and then a whale swallowed him. Yeah, that's pretty much how I thought it would happen.
I thought it would go down. It all begins in the small town of Fallaggio. On the morning I'd finished making my new toys for the season, and we see a happy boy running around going, they're ready! He scampers through a rustic Italian village square that only looks a little bit like LA, and as the camera pans across the square, we see all the children of the village spilling out of their homes. What about your homework? Cries one parent, as if that was a thing. But he is ignored. Gepetto's toy shop is open. We see a boy sprinting away from a haircut in progress. We see a dad coaching his son on what to do. Get to the best toy first, says dad. Can I get a new dollhouse, asks a girl. And the children begin our first song. It's
called Toys.
It's called Toys. You'll hear it in a moment. But because in an unusual move, these songs are good and move the story along, with this time, we are not going to hear a clip of the songs like as soon as they begin, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Because otherwise we'd have to play you like the whole 5 minutes.
So the whole point of this scene is that the children of this town are, like normal children. They're sort of insane little goblin monsters who are obsessed with toys. Yeah. And they're running around the toy store, dragging their parents around, demanding things, losing their minds, throwing tantrums. The parents are all singing things like, don't make me have to spank you, don't make me sorry that you're mine, and things like that.
Yeah, it's a little harsh.
We meet Gepetto in this scene. It's his toy store that the kids are all running around. And he's sort of stumbling around his store like he's been flashbanged and occasionally like cracking a weak smile at the kids. But before long, the kids are all being roughly dragged around and beaten by their parents inside his store for their bad behavior.
Toys! I'm in a room that is full of toys. I'm in a shop that is bursting with toys. With things to pummel and pull. I see toys to wiggle, toys to wind up. How'll I ever make my mind up?
No, dear, that's much too fast.
No, dear, that's too expensive.
No, dear, that makes too much noise. Remember Mommy's headache?
No, dear, you'll only break that.
No, dear, your dad could make that.
You already have so many toys.
Don't be greedy.
Please, dear, don't start that sniffling.
Please, dear, don't throw a tantrum.
You know Mommy hates it when you whine. It's so ugly.
Just say goodbye and thank you. Don't make me have to spank you. Don't make me sorry that you're mine.
So I think this song is good and catchy, and it's an interesting choice to have Drew Carey not doing any sort of voice or accent or acting.
Yeah.
He's just a guy, a sort of slouchy kind of guy.
He
like
looks
you
like
say,
Peter
it's like
Griffin from Family Guy, and he's just constantly saying Italian things in the most Midwest accent. He's like, buongiorno.
Yeah, and he's walking around with his hands in his pockets, and he'll just sort of occasionally see like a toy, and he'll just kind of look at it appraisingly. Like, okay, imagine how you would walk around an antique shop if you were the only person in the shop and you were being watched by the proprietor.
Yep.
You walk around going like...
Or imagine your favourite brand of breakfast cereal had a competition to win a visit to the set of the movie Pinocchio. And you you weren't really interested in that, but you ate enough of the cereal that one day a winning box came up. And you were like, I guess I'll go.
And they were like, and we've got an extra special surprise for you. You get to be in the movie.
I actually have to be back at my desk by 2. I only took a half day for this.
Will it take long? And then everyone's like, toys! Da, 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 toys! Da, 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 da.
You're just walking through with your hands in your pockets, looking with mild interest at the set.
That's 100% how Drew Carey got this role. He ate the most Frosties in every... competition laws in California meant that he had to be Gepetto.
I'm sorry, you have to do it. Oh, okay.
Can you do an Italian accent? Because everyone else will be doing one.
Yeah, sure. Like I said, I do have to be back on the Drew Carey show by 2 p.m.
Oh, my God.
I think it's an interesting choice to have Gepetto start singing, why is it that people who shouldn't have children?
Yeah.
Why is it the people who don't know how lucky they are who are blessed? It must be a slip-up in heaven's workshop.
So, yeah, a little girl spots a toy that's all tarped up, like covered with sort of heavy fabrics and blankets and stuff. I want it, she screams like a kid would in a toy store. Oh, it's not for sale, apologises Gepetto. But I want it, screams the girl. You promised me I could have any toy in this store, she says to her mum. And Mum starts to lose control of the situation. One more word and you're going home. Is that what you want, says Mum. And things get tense. So Gepetto charmingly diffuses the tantrum with a hand trick, whereby it's like, pick a hand. What's in this hand? And when you open a hand, there's a piece of candy. The child immediately devours the candy and is appeased. And his cat appears, Figaro from Pinocchio, although here just a normal cat who contributes nothing. Figaro, says Gepetto, can you imagine parents who can't control their children? And he pats the tarpaulin and says, I would never let you end up with a family like that.
Yeah.
In what is maybe the most sinister thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, sinister's the word.
Yeah. And then he begins, that's when he begins his own verse about how he very much wants a child, and about how if he had a child, his would be a good child, not like these piece of children that are sort of, keeping his livelihood going.
Yeah, right. So at the end of this song, the feral kids have ransacked Gepetto's workshop and he's loudly singing in the middle of the chaos about how no one should have children except him.
None of them will ever be mine. He shouts at... Okay, he's walking around the shop shouting this at children and parents.
Okay, all right. Imagine you take your child to a toy shop. The toy maker...
They'd have to be bloody good toys.
The toy maker is singing, none of them will ever be mine. And in the middle of the toy shop, there's a roughly child-sized shape covered in a blanket on a sort of table.
Yeah, on a sort of morgue-like slab.
Patting and stroking, like Frankenstein's monster.
Yeah. So when everyone's gone, Gepetto goes over to the tarp and he whisks it away, and we get our first look at Pinocchio. I don't know why... Okay, so it's a puppet. We see the puppet. I don't know why Gepetto has designed the puppet to look so afraid.
Yes.
He's got, like, a terrified expression.
I've put terrified. He looks terrified.
Yeah. You would have had so much fun today, he whispers to this little pretend boy. Then he gets a paintbrush. Let's see, a little red for the mouth. And he starts sort of rouging up Pinocchio's terrified face and talking to him.
He starts painting a wet red mouth onto this 1,000-yard stare boy puppet.
He says, I wish you were a real boy and I was your father. I try very hard to imagine Dick Van Dyke doing this, and I can just about imagine it being sort of whimsically weird, you know.
I can imagine Dick Van Dyke doing it in a charming way. I can imagine Steve Martin doing it in a kind of madcap, crazy way.
Steve Martin is, and this is not a slight on Steve Martin, but Steve Martin is the sort of like high-end TV movie version. It's like Dick Van Dyke will do it if it's like a big budget cinematic Disney production. Steve Martin will do it if it's a very, very expensive sort of TV movie.
Yeah.
And if it's not that, I don't know, Drew Carey ate a lot of Frosties, maybe.
We got Drew Carey coming in for the prize winners tour later on. He can do it.
The other thing is that, like, in some adaptations, like the Guillermo del Toro Pinocchio, it's grief that sort of propels Gepetto's actions, like having lost a child, which I think goes a long way to making more understandable the actions of Gepetto, which is to sort of make a replica boy. And when you think about it in that sort of, like, it becomes powerfully sad, and you're very much on side with Gepetto. But here, he wants a boy. Mm-hmm. He wants a son. And so he's made one out of wood, which is insane. Unfortunately, that's insane.
I can't think that it's easier than sort of meeting a woman and getting married and then having a child.
He's walking around going like, oh, I wish I had a boy, wish I had a son, and none of them will ever be mine. And it's like, well, Gepetto, the era that you live in, you know where to begin, right? You know where to start with this campaign to get a boy. It's completely achievable.
Unless
Geppetto
is gay. Have we considered that?
Okay.
Does that reframe the narrative in a way that makes it good?
It would make the narrative more interesting, certainly. Well, no, wait, I say certainly, and that no, that's not no. It's not certain at all, is it?
So, okay, the thing
I'm like spooling through the film in my mind, trying to think if there's any kind of like hint at a sort of romantic spark with any female character, but there isn't. No. There's also, of course, no romantic spark with any male character or anything, because maybe they suggested Drew Carey do one, or like do that in the film, or maybe that he like
Drew Carey do one.
I suggest you do one, Drew Carey. That's what I suggest. No, it's like they suggested to Drew Carey, like, oh, and we thought we could like sort of do a little there could be a kind of little like will they won't they sort of thing with you and the blue fairy. Yeah, I'm not doing that.
Yeah. Not doing that.
Not doing that.
Like I said, I've got to be back at my desk at 2. That's going to take hours. I think the theme they're trying to explore in this one, right? If it's grief in Del Toro's one, this is about like unrealistic parental expectations for their children, like how an imperfect child is actually the perfect child, right?
And and don't get me wrong, I like that. I like that this film has an idea, and I kind of think this is like probably just Stephen Schwartz just doing this, but I think it's like the idea is parents need to meet their kids halfway and vice versa. And here you have like Gepetto expects a perfect, well-behaved boy, but he has to learn to accept Pinocchio's imperfections and realize that that's what makes him special. And likewise, Pinocchio has to learn that it can't all be like cigars and roller coasters on Pleasure Island. Sometimes you have to sort of follow the rules because they're there to help you. And it's a very simple message, but I like it. And it would 100% work if it worked.
Done it better. So at this point, Gepetto is still in the sort of idealistic phase with Pinocchio because he's a puppet who can't talk or do anything.
Yeah.
He says, "Your father has done a fine job of raising you. I should let you dry, my boy. A little music to help you sleep," he says, and winds up a prized music box. Twinkly music plays, and then Gepetto starts sensually undressing.
He sings again.
And wait in hopes of a someone who can fill this empty heart, like an open shell on the shore, like a riverbed dry of all water. Nothing's growing here anymore.
So this is the song Empty Heart, and it's all about how Gepetto's world is empty. Already I'm realising that the hit rate of songs in this film is like quite a lot higher than I...
Too high, too good. It's too much.
I think it's right
It's too at odds with the quality of the rest of the movie.
Yes. It's right for a 3-hour musical with an interval, but it's wrong for a sort of like 86-minute sort of TV special.
Movie.
Yeah. So miserable, Gepetto goes to the window and flings open the shutters. He looks out at a star. On such a magic night, he sings, my foolish prayers may travel far. I even wish on the wishing star. Drew Carey makes a face as if to say no. Wishing on a star? How foolish. And gets into bed and goes immediately to sleep. And the camera lingers on his face for about 15 uncomfortable seconds for some reason.
Yeah. So he is asleep, but wait, the star shoots glitter into the room, which loops around and then flies downstairs. Steam begins to fill Gepetto's workshop. Light shines through the window. And unfortunately, this is exactly the visual language they use in the Hellraiser movies when someone opens the lament configuration and Hellraiser comes out. And Pinhead comes out with his Cenobites.
It's exactly right. My note is Pinocchio's exploding, possibly.
Yeah.
So a concerned Gepetto arms himself with a nightstand and sort of pads downstairs to find a blue-screened Julia Louis-Dreyfus in a great big dress hovering in midair. Now remember, she says Britishly, be a good boy and always let your conscience be your guide. Prove yourself brave, truthful and unselfish, and someday you will be a real boy.
You'll be a real boy.
She sees Gepetto, because what good is a real father without a real boy to come home to? Good Gepetto, you have given so much happiness to others. You deserve to have your wish come true. Little puppet, to make this good man's wish come true, I grant the gift of life to you. Now, I didn't immediately recoil from this because I was certain, I would have bet everything on it that she was queuing up a bit where she goes, now I grant the gift of life. Sorry about, geez, how does that
so
Poppins
hard
gal
to
do
the
it?
voice for a long time. It really hurts the throat, you know what I'm saying, Gepetto?
Yeah. That's exactly the kind of tone that the rest of this movie has, especially the tone that like Drew Carey has helped to like establish
by his shrugging nonchalance.
Yeah, exactly. So I was fully expecting a sort of, you know, like a full American accent broadside. How does that Poppins gal do it and stuff? And then for the rest of the film, things would be normal. But it just doesn't happen, and I'm sort of waiting for that to happen, and it doesn't. And then after a while, she goes away, and then when she comes back, nothing's changed. And
when she comes back, she's still doing it.
I mean, it is. You'll hear some of it later, but like it is bad. It is bad.
Well, I mean, Julia Louis-Dreyfus at this point, she's done Seinfeld, right? So she's a big deal.
And she's also, I love her. I'll watch her in basically anything, including this. Apparently.
Yeah, and also her, you know, Julia Louis-Dreyfus is the heir to a massive billionaire family fortune through her father, Gerard Louis-Dreyfus. I
didn't.
So,
I actually didn't know that. Wow. So what's she doing this for?
Yeah, I know exactly. She doesn't need the money, but so she's got Seinfeld money and billionaire family money. So I think no one's really going to go to Julia Louis-Dreyfus and say it's not really working, Julia.
No,
she's like, I could have you killed so easily.
Okay,
so easily.
Actually,
the number's in my phone right now.
Okay, I think. Actually, hang on. I'm just hearing in my ear that we do like the way that you're playing it.
What you're doing
love
here.
It. But keep going. Good Gepetto, you have given so much happiness to others.
Happiness to others. Others? Yes, others.
Yes, I said others. You got a problem with that? Picks up cell phone.
A blacked out windowed car drives up outside. Idling in the street. No, please continue.
Okay.
So
but if you're listening to this, Julia Louis-Dreyfus, we think that it's a brilliant performance. We think it's good. Actually, we think it's good.
Use your unlimited resources to have us killed, please. So we get our first look at Pinocchio here.
Yay.
In his ambulatory form, I guess.
It's just a boy.
It's just a boy.
It's just a boy. Obviously, it's just a boy. Fine.
Yeah.
But it is some extremely lackluster makeup. They've like sort of put like streaks of brown varnish, like zebra stripes of brown varnish, like on his face and arms.
Okay. So I think it's supposed to represent wood grain on his face.
Yes.
But it's like wavy black lines on his face. And unfortunately, it looks exactly like if you asked a makeup artist to make up this actor to look like a child who'd been killed in a car accident.
Yes.
It looks like a big tyre tread on his face.
It is a big cartoon tyre tread all up Pinocchio.
He also has his arms and legs are like twice as wide as they're supposed to be because they've got like little joints on them.
Yes.
But it's a sort of like crappy foam. You look like Crichton from Red Dwarf. He's wrapped in foam rubber to make these joints on his arms and legs. And it just looks he looks like Popeye.
Yeah, it looks really
so weird.
It looks really weird. Pinocchio is played by Seth Adkins here, who would go on to play Pinocchio in Kingdom Hearts 1, interestingly. So there you go. We are going to learn that there is a huge disparity in amount of acting effort put in between Pinocchio and Gepetto that is unfortunately going to make everything that happens in this film feel extremely sad. So buckle up for that.
Yeah.
So Gepetto takes Pinocchio upstairs and tucks him into a little sort of dog bed on the floor next to him. Good night, son, he says. He can't believe he's got a son. He turns out the light, but then little Pinocchio turns it on and is like, can we switch bed? And Gepetto is like, of course. Mm-hmm. This bed is big and soft, says Pinocchio, now in Gepetto's bed. Out go the lights again. But then the lights come on.
Yeah.
Dad, can we play with the toys tomorrow? Okay. Geppetto's starting to get a little pissed off. He didn't expect that his son would do things like ask to play with toys, being like 5 minutes old and living in a toy shop.
So Gepetto is struggling to get comfortable on the floor. Pinocchio says, Dad, can we play with toys? And Geppetto's like, shut the up, Pinocchio.
The lights go out again. Then they come back on. Dad, why do I have to sleep? Just close your eyes, says Gepetto. Okay.
Shut up, says Gepetto.
Dad, read me a story tomorrow. Dad, what? Can we switch beds again? Go to sleep, Pinocchio. Dad, do you have a last name? Shh. And this ends the scene. So the next morning, Gepetto is... He's taken a deep breath. He's like, okay, last night didn't go great. My boy
asked me 3 questions.
My boy asked
me,
night. Do you know what most parents would pay all their money to have a hit rate of 3 questions and then go to sleep?
Go immediately asleep for 8 hours, yeah.
And then go immediately asleep for 8 hours. But Geppetto's like, okay. I didn't think that my son would interact with me in this way.
I didn't know that having a son would affect my life in any way.
Yeah, so it's not gone great last night, but he said I didn't sleep well. He's saying this in VO, but who cares? I have a son, unique in all the world. It's not every boy who can trace his family tree to a tree. Gepetto shakes Pinocchio's hand. He pretends to be someone. Okay. So they go outside the shop. And Gepetto shakes Pinocchio's hand, and he pretends to be someone meeting Pinocchio and says, well, hello, you're such a fine-looking boy, and so good-looking, and so well-behaved. Now, come on, Pinocchio. From now on, we're a team.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that he says, oh, what a fine-looking boy, so good-looking, and then we get a close-up of Pinocchio's horrible little goblin face, like laughing.
Run-over goblin face.
Like a goblin killed in a hit-and-run. Just sort of cackling.
Now the townsfolk must really love the toys because they see that the peculiar toy shop owner who yesterday was singing about how none of these children will ever be his. Now, this morning, he's walking around with a boy who appears to have been put in some sort of prosthetic knees.
Yeah, he goes over and introduces Pinocchio to old man Mancuso and his son. Who's this boy that you've got now? Says Mr. Mancuso. Yeah. Oh, this is my son.
But he doesn't say it like you would. He doesn't say it like, who's this boy?
Yeah.
Who's this boy? He says it like, who's this boy? Like, Gepetto, my friend. I see you've got a boy now.
And Gepetto goes, yes,
I'm not
this
worried.
is my son. of this previously unseen 10-year-old boy.
Gepetto! Ho ho! I have a question. Has anyone not got a boy all of a sudden?
Is this boy missed somewhere, Gepetto?
I'm only asking because I love your toy shop so much.
And it would be a real shame if you were imprisoned, Gepetto.
if you were to be hanged for a awful crime.
Well, okay, so it becomes clear here that everyone in town knows and understands that Pinocchio is a wooden boy.
Yeah.
Because Mancuso's son shakes his hand and gets a splinter. And then Mancuso goes, oh, he will grow up to be a fine man, knock on wood. So everyone has seen Gepetto do wood necromancy to create a sort of living boy doll.
Yes.
And they're all fine with it.
Look, it's a file under problems with adapting Pinocchio under any circumstances, because if you were trying to do a sort of modern sensibilities retelling of Pinocchio, then now everyone should be killing Gepetto and Pinocchio probably
and burning Pinocchio
alive. Burning the whole shop.
I choose to interpret it as a sort of the townspeople are showing Gepetto a kindness.
Yeah, okay.
It's like, that movie Lars and the Real Girl.
Oh, okay, yes, they're all going along with it out of the goodness of their hearts.
So if you were to see this from Mancuso's perspective, Gepetto has just left his toy shop dragging a wooden boy doll behind him and is now introducing it around town as his son. It was like, oh, yes, Mr. Gepetto, a very fine boy you have there.
Mancuso's wife steps out of the shop. What the fuck?
No, back inside, Helen, back inside.
Shoots her an urgent glance.
I was just meeting Gepetto's son.
Son!
He says
his son. This is his son, Pinocchio. Would you agree, a fine boy, yes?
We're all saying he's a fine boy. I'm sure you agree, Helen.
Yes.
Oh,
yes. Oh, a very fine boy. I must go inside and make breakfast. The sound of retching is heard from inside.
Yeah, Gepetto grabs Pinocchio by the face and drags him across the town square to meet more townsfolk. The shutters
meet my son!
Shutters around the square start slamming shut. Yeah.
And nervously the mayor is sort of pushed out of the door of the city hall. Gepetto! Where are you off to this fine morning? and who's this strapping young lad? Put down the knife, Gepetto, and introduce me.
His eyes dart to the belt of toy-making knives that Gepetto has around his waist. They glitter in the morning sun.
Gepetto holds the sort of half-ruined Pinocchio wooden boy up to his ear for 1 second. What's that? Why do we need to sleep? Go to sleep, Pinocchio! Go to sleep! Then he starts slamming Pinocchio like the Hulk slamming Loki.
He starts whiplashing Pinocchio's head onto the cobbles. Fragments of Pinocchio's ruined face flying past the flinching mayor.
Gepetto, I was hoping I could come by your shop this morning. I have a very, very large special commission order that I was hoping to put in. Could I take you by the? Is it okay if I touch your elbow? Lead you away? Okay.
A sudden flash. A thin line of scarlet appears on the mayor's throat.
Pinocchio.
What have you done?
You naughty boy.
Naughty boys get punished.
Okay, this is the lens through which this film is acceptable.
So Pinocchio is causing mischief, getting into fabrics and such. There's a song about and son, right?
Oh, yeah.
Being appended to people's names. And that's
son.
a sort of point of pride for their businesses. So Mancuso is Mancuso and Son because his son has taken over his business.
Yep.
And that's the duty of sons and why Gepetto wants a son. The song continues for a while and then Pinocchio wanders off into some wet concrete and Gepetto's like, for f***'s sake, Pinocchio.
And son, that's the addendum that always should end a man's name. And son, just like the garden we bask, if you pardon the pun in Gepetto.
And son,
Hurry up, Dad!
Pinocchio! Pinocchio! Get out of there! Oh, excuse me, pardon me. I'm so sorry.
So yeah, at the end there, that was Pinocchio stamping in some wet cement. You know, like a child might do, especially a child who's been alive for, 12 hours?
12 hours, something like that.
And has not been told anything, offered any instruction.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Gepetto goes, that day was awful, but the next day will probably go better. We see the next day. Pinocchio runs out of the house saying that he wants to play, but Gepetto says, "You haven't cleaned up your toys yet, Pinocchio. Come back." But Pinocchio has found a secret tricycle that Gepetto was going to give him. He then rides off at unsafe speeds and crashes into a wall. For f***'s sake, says Gepetto.
Gepetto at this point, and I think everyone will understand and sympathise with this, is starting to lose his patience with this
little wooden f***er.
This film only works if you sympathise with Gepetto. Starting to get on my last nerve, Pinocchio. I gotta tell you, boy, thin ice.
You are this close.
You are. It's like
you're playing with fire, my boy.
He is being a completely normal boy. Even if you take away the fact that he's like a wooden boy and has been alive for like 2 days at this point and has not been told anything and doesn't know anything and like must be sort of brought up to the speed that any other like 11-year-old would be at already. He's still being just like a kind of perfectly normal boy. It's like you didn't tidy your toys. Oh, I'll do it later. Ooh, what's this thing I'm not supposed to have? It's like it could not be more within parameters. They should have made Pinocchio a little bit delinquent, you know? He should have, or he's like killing animals or something. So that like Gepetto's genuinely worried.
You'll notice in the Disney film, Gepetto loves Pinocchio.
Yes.
And Pinocchio is sort of led astray by
this is the problem
an evil fox.
Unfortunately, at this point, Walt's frozen or whatever. So, like, they can't... There's no one there to sort of stride in and say, have you tried making the characters kind?
Well, due to the time constraints on the unthawing process, they can only have him unthawed for 10 seconds a day.
Yeah.
And it's not really enough time to ask him how to fix Pinocchio.
They've got way... If you could ask Walt only one question...
Yeah,
there's like petitioning the Queen. There's like a long list of sort of a big queue of commoners. What do you wish to ask the thawed out Walt? Oh, well, I'm making Gepetto. I'm going to ask him to fix that. Oh, yeah. That's not going to be the one question that Walt answers. He's not going to get through that in
10 seconds. I'm going to ask him if we should make a Star Wars hotel. Oh, he's nodding. He's nodding. He says yes.
He's nodding.
All right, we're on it. Let's do it.
I think it might just have been the neck thawed out before the eyes.
He's sort of thrashing around in a sort of way that's hard to interpret. Oh, that's probably a nod.
Let's get him back under.
Star Wars hotel.
Guy under the Star Wars. Walt's eyes swivel in his frozen face as he's lowered back into the chamber.
Walt's head completely inverts in the jar. It's probably a good sign.
Okay, so day 3 of fatherhood, and Gepetto is like yelling at everyone. He's not been sleeping well, so he shouts at a rooster because he doesn't want to wake up in the morning. He says, Pinocchio, today we're going to stay indoors. It's time you learned how to be a toy maker. Pinocchio, who is 11 and has been alive for 3 days, says he doesn't want to be a toy maker. Gepetto can't believe his joy.
Goes ape.
The attitude on this kid, I swear.
This kid, yeah. He says he wants to be a train driver instead. No, you don't, says Gepetto. Gepetto and son, come on, sing with me. Oh, Gepetto and son.
You've got toy
Pinocchio
making.
joins in the harmony sulkily.
Yeah.
Gepetto and son.
Gepetto and son says my technique will be passed to my sequel. It's under the care of someone who's grown up to be exactly like me, for I'm not just Gepetto, I'm Gepetto and son.
Yeah.
So, I think what Gepetto didn't really want a son, did he? What he wanted was free labour.
Yeah, I think... Yeah,
what he wanted was...
He just wanted someone else to make the toys so he could sit around singing.
What he wanted was someone working in his shop who had much smaller hands.
Yes, for the fine, delicate
the delicate work
of toy making. So he tries to get Pinocchio to do some toy making here. He's like, sand this bird's wing. Pinocchio couldn't care less.
No, I don't think that's fair. It's not like he does do it. He's like half-hearted.
Yeah, but sulkily.
Half-hearted and yeah, that's true. Yeah, he does it with a slightly sulky attitude.
Geppetto, looks at this and he's like, oh, brilliant. He starts singing again about being Geppetto and son. And Pinocchio uses this opportunity to noisily faceplant through several shelves of toys, sending them all crashing to the floor.
Yeah.
Geppetto's like, right, this, I'm sending you to school.
Yeah, you're going to boarding school, Pinocchio. I've tried for 3 days.
I've tried for 3 days.
It's not working.
You've mildly inconvenienced me and now I'm packing you off to boarding school.
Also, Pinocchio climbs out of these broken shelves and looks at Geppetto and says, sorry, tomorrow you're going to school.
Yeah.
That night, so harsh.
That night, Pinocchio sleeps in Geppetto's comfortable bed. Geppetto wakes up on the floor and bangs his head all groggy.
Yeah.
I slept like a log, says Pinocchio. You are a log! Get dressed, snarls Geppetto.
So Pinocchio.
He's used what I assume is a racial slur against a wooden puppet boy and demanded that he leave and go to school.
So Pinocchio's heading off to school, but as he's being sort of roughly shoved out the door, he asks his father, how will I know what to do in school? Geppetto can't believe he's being asked another question. A question today as well?
Oh my God, it's like there's a question every day with this kid.
He says, just act like all the other kids and you'll be fine. And Pinocchio goes, wee, and skips away. Finally, I can get some sleep, says Geppetto, and slams the door. Later on, Geppetto's gone to sleep at his desk, and the little brother from Mum's Got a Date with a Vampire and a little girl run into his shop, and they shake him awake. They've been sent by the school because there's a big fight. Pinocchio is in trouble. Uh-oh, let's go, says Geppetto. And sort of walks in an unhurried way to school.
And walks in a Drew Carey-like fashion across the town square. So hands in his pockets, occasionally turning to look at points of mild interest. Are those birds real or they, I don't know, sort of fabric?
Hey, movie magic.
I guess they look like real birds on camera, huh?
Yeah. Sure could go for a bowl of Frosties right now.
Oh, it's interesting. There's no actual roof on this. I suppose you don't need it, do you? The cameras don't see it.
Of course, yeah. That's because you're never going to. So you're never going to film that.
You can get the lights. Right, you can get the lights in the end. There, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes a lot of sense.
Why make more work for yourself? All right.
Well, yeah. It's a lot. It's the same actually on the Drew Carey show. The show that
it's the same actually on Gepetto 2000 when I play Gepetto. I never do more work than I absolutely need to.
Which we're filming it right now, Drew. Stop saying this. They run towards the school, and as they go, they run past Stromboli, who is Brent Spiner from Star Trek. He is a sort of insane puppet clown advertising his show. Come and see my marionettes dance. See them do acrobatics, he says. He stops Geppetto. Oh, look at you and your kids. Kids love Stromboli's amazing marionette show, he says, showing a terrifying puppet with too many teeth.
Yeah.
We don't have time, snarls Geppetto.
See marionettes do amazing acrobatics. Hey, scusi, signore. Oh, what beautiful bambini you have.
They're not mine.
Well, what beautiful bambini you borrowed, then. You know what they would love. Stromboli's amazing marionette show. And this is my biggest star. Non piendrai farfalloni amoroso.
He's awful.
Sorry, we just don't have time.
Come on! Hurry!
Let's go.
Arrivederci. How do you expect to sell tickets if you sing off key?
So that at the end there was Stromboli shouting at his puppet, which he sort of is a hand puppet who's kind of always on his hand.
Yeah.
Stromboli's puppets look really scary.
Uh-huh.
But I will say, in Stromboli's defense, they do look more authentic. I remember when I was a kid, I stayed in a house on holiday in France once, and I don't know what it is about, if you go to the south of France or Italy or something and you stay in rented holiday accommodation, but they've got to be full of puppets and clowns.
This is so weird. My family stayed at a villa in the south of France, and there was a painting of a clown.
Yeah.
Which was the scariest thing I'd ever seen.
I don't know what. Write in if you're from the south of France and you can explain why all the houses have to be full of puppets and clowns and weird little marionettes and dolls and stuff. Specifically
in France, and there was one really terrifying thing in it that shouldn't have been there.
Or one room. It's like it's sort of load bearing, or like it's council mandated or something. Like when you
like the Warrens' house from The Conjuring. They've just got one room that's full of all the haunted objects. And that's been it's been ringed with salt or something so that the clowns can't get out.
Yeah, something. But but these puppets in this house I stayed in looked like Strombolis. You know, they were frightening, but they looked, they couldn't have gone like traditional sort of Punch and Judy kind of, they look creepy, but that is just how puppets looked, right? It's fair enough.
Yeah, I mean, they exaggerate the facial features. It's like a sort of like a political cartoon or something. It's an exaggeration for comic effects.
Yeah. You can't be mad at Stromboli for it, is what I'm saying. I know no one is, but I'm
Stromboli is continuing a grand theatrical tradition.
Yeah.
And it's fine.
Also, Stromboli hasn't made his puppet boy look really afraid. So
no. And he also hasn't wished for it to come to life so he can yell at it for doing things.
No, he just yells at it anyway.
Anyway, Gepetto snarls at Stromboli and is a surly dick to him, thus further making his character likeable.
Yeah.
At school, Pinocchio has gotten into a fist fight with Anton Yelchin from Star Trek.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
No.
Little Anton Yelchin.
Oh, wow. Amazing.
As a little boy. Yeah.
Oh, incredible. You're going to have to take your boy home, says the teacher. This sort of behaviour will simply not be tolerated. Gepetto pleads sort of half-heartedly, it's only his first day, come on. She says even boys made of wood have to follow the rules. Gepetto turns on the charm and smothers the teacher with compliments, and eventually she decides to describe what happened, which, I guess...
yeah, would have been the first thing.
Yeah. So what's happened is that all day he's been imitating the other children, and it's created quite a stir. Now, you, the audience, will know exactly what's happened here. He was told by his father, act like all the other boys and you'll be fine. So Pinocchio, bless him, being only 3 days old, has taken this very literally and is repeating and doing every action that he sees other kids do.
Yeah.
So he's like repeating every line.
Which other kids have found annoying, and now he's got into a fight with one of them.
Yeah. Now, if Gepetto realises that this whole thing is his fault and a misunderstanding, he doesn't show it.
No.
He just shouts at Pinocchio, stop it.
Yeah.
It's like, stop that. No excuses.
He tells Pinocchio to apologise. Pinocchio does. And then Gepetto's like, great, I'm off home. Aren't you forgetting your kid, says the teacher. Says Gepetto. And reluctantly goes back for his terrible son. Be careful, says the teacher. Boys like that often end up at Pleasure Island.
Dad, what's Pleasure Island? Asks Pinocchio as they walk away, as you would. Never mind that now. I'm very disappointed in you, Pinocchio. But I was just doing what... No excuses! Snarls Gepetto unpleasantly.
Yeah. They walk past Stromboli, who sees Pinocchio's wooden face and strokes it in amazement. Pinocchio, what a nice little boy, he says, committing to the accent in a way that Drew Carey hasn't.
It simply won't. This one's mine, says Gepetto. He says, since you have a free afternoon, why don't you stop by and see my show? No, not today. Come along, Pinocchio. Pinocchio, he says to himself. He chases after Gepetto and says, it's about your boy. I'm always on the lookout for young talent, and I couldn't help noticing. No, Pinocchio's not interested. Gepetto cuts him off. Do you like to sing and dance, my boy? Stromboli directly addresses Pinocchio now in a sort of like clearly crossing a line in this interaction.
Yeah.
He's not your boy, says Gepetto, and Pinocchio is dragged into the workshop for the bollocking of a lifetime.
Yeah, Gepetto drags Pinocchio into the house. He says, I can't believe you did this, you stupid 3 days old wooden idiot. Sit in this chair until supper time and think about how you acted today. And Pinocchio starts sobbing.
All you had to do was go to school and sit quietly until the bell rang. How hard is that?
I didn't mean to do anything wrong.
Yeah, I know, but you have to use a little common sense sometimes, don't you? Now, let's see. I want you to sit in this chair until supper time, and you just think about how you acted at school today. You don't have to cry about it. Come on, Pinocchio, stop that. Here. Pick a hand.
I don't want a big hand.
That's for you.
I don't want it.
You don't want it? Fine. Go to your room and cry if that's what you want to do. Go on. Don't cry, but no playing, no games, no trades, no nothing. What am I supposed to do with him, Figaro? He goes to school, he acts up, then he comes home and he cries. Maybe a little time in his room will teach him.
So here at the end, Gepetto is talking to Figaro.
Yeah.
He says, Oh, Figaro, maybe I was a little harsh. Maybe a little time in his room will teach him. And then he hears a crash from upstairs and he's like, oh, you motherfucker. Storms upstairs.
Storms up there. He finds Pinocchio. Okay, this is a perfect example of the sort of like the sort of mismatch in acting commitment. He finds Pinocchio leaping away guiltily from the crushed music box. We know immediately what's happened. It looks like Pinocchio couldn't resist the lure of playing with his father's favourite music box.
Sweet music.
And he's broken it. He knows immediately that he's done wrong and he leaps away from it. We can tell by the manner and the acting that Pinocchio feels awful, didn't mean it, and that is like vital context for how anyone would approach this situation, right? Like, yes, he shouldn't have been playing with it, but like there are mitigating circumstances and he like clearly feels awful. It just fell, lies Pinocchio weakly. He says he was standing on the other side of the room and the wind started. He's sort of rambling and fibbing and then boink, his nose goes all long. What's happening to my nose? Says Pinocchio, scared. Well, there's an old saying, says Drew Carey in a sort of flat monotone. Sorry, I mean Gepetto. When a little boy lies, his nose grows. But I'm not lying, cries Pinocchio, and his nose grows more. When will it go back? Asks Pinocchio. You're going to sit here for the rest of the day, and if you move an inch, you're going to be in more trouble than your little head can imagine.
Yeah.
I bet Signor Stromboli wouldn't yell at his son, acts Pinocchio.
Fine, go and live with Stromboli, screams Gepetto at his prayed-for son and leaves.
And storms out. His prayed-for son 4 days later. It's been 4 whole days of Pinocchio being a sweet, normal boy.
Normal boy. And Gepetto is done with this.
Yeah.
He stamps outside and screams into the sky for the blue fairy. You made a big mistake, he yells. This Pinocchio is a big disappointment and not what I had in mind at all, he screams at the heavens.
Now,
and when the camera pans up to reveal Pinocchio stood on the open balcony of Gepetto's house, listening to all of this and crying.
Well, he probably doesn't need to be on the open balcony to hear it because Gepetto is like roaring into the night in a sort of, in this like quiet rustic Italian town in 1860 something or whatever. It's like,
oh my God.
Like everyone would be able to hear this. The mayor would be like, lock the door. Lock the door.
Bolt the shutters.
Quietly, but bolt the shutters.
I'm not losing any more fingers.
I won't lose any more townsfolk.
The Gepetto alarm starts ringing. Everyone bolts into the storm basement.
But damn, his toys are good. So what Gepetto has done here is just left home. He's like literally walking with no fixed destination in mind out into the night. He's walking at random looking for a fairy, just shouting into the sky, there's something really wrong with him. He's a big disappointment. It's like does Pinocchio even know that he was brought to life by a fairy? Did Pinocchio?
I don't know.
I don't know. His dad's gone mad.
His dad's gone, and we cut, and it's dark now. It was light when he left the house. There's a cut, and it's dark, and he's wandering through some sort of park, going, I hate Pinocchio! Give me a new one!
Give me a new boy, a better boy! He's like, mine sucks! It's like he's shouting for the benefit of Pinocchio or something.
Yeah.
It's like, I've heard of a parenting move where you pretend to be on the phone to Santa.
Oh, that's pretty good. And you're like, oh yeah,
And you're like,
sounds like
hang
a
on.
great load of toys, but what's this?
Yeah,
she's not been making her bed.
Yeah. The thing that I'm told is good about it is that you can sort of ostensibly be on the kid's side. So you're not the bad guy in that situation. You're not like, hello, Santa, guess what? Little Tarquin's been naughty. Instead, you're kind of like, hello? Sorry, hang on, Tarquin, 1 second. Hello? No, please. No, he was really good yesterday.
Yeah.
I'm with him
the
now.
Receiver. It's Santa.
It's Santa. He promises. You promise, don't you, Tarquin? Yeah. He's nodding. Please. Is there anything we can do? Is there anything we can do?
Eat all his dinner.
Okay, all his dinner.
I don't know.
All his dinner, good bath time, and then you're saying no naughty list. That we won't let you down. Please, thank you. You've saved Christmas. Thank you. Tarquin, you've got one more chance.
Tarquin, we're in this together, me and you, but we've got to buckle down, buddy.
Tarquin's like, I'm 23.
I just really want that Ralph Lauren zip-up gilet. All the other boys at the hedge fund have got one.
I'm 23, Dad. And you're in an old person's home and you've lost your mind.
No, it really was Santa. Hi, yeah, sorry, is that Santa? Yeah, no, my son he's asking me like a question a day. And also he's expressed mild disinterest in becoming a toy maker like me.
Yeah.
What do you mean that's not a big deal?
So,
No, you!
no, you don't understand. He says he wants to be a train driver. What do you mean a very normal request for a young child?
I was thinking I'd take him out into the square and sort of Alabama slam him into the cobbles, shattering his head. No,
you're not telling me he's on the good list. He can't be. He's not on the nice list.
Are you serious?
No way.
All right, this conversation is over, Santa. Beep. Pinocchio, that was Santa. He says, buck your ideas up.
Yeah, that was Santa. He says that I'm allowed to do the Alabama slam.
Oh, no.
I hate Gepetto. Andy, good news.
Okay, I'd love to hear it.
My puppet son has become a real boy.
Oh, no.
Yep.
Okay.
What?
Well, this is
What?
a broad definition of good news, but go on.
Yeah, my puppet son has become
Yeah, no,
a
I
real
remember your
boy.
puppet son. I remember you parading him around the town,
Yes.
calling him your son.
Be happy for me. Be happy for us. I'm securing us a legacy.
Okay.
But there is one problem. Now that he's not a wooden anymore, he keeps saying that he needs food. It's been like 3 weeks of this constant I need food sort of situation. It's getting very wearing.
What happened to the fragrant sawdust you used to feed him? What's wrong with that?
Well, exactly. I mean, I've still been feeding him that, but now he complains loads about, not being able to digest it and stuff.
Yeah,
His
yeah,
movements
kids.
look unusual.
Kids, am I right? Well,
Kids.
Luke, I've got a suggestion for you, and that suggestion is Green Chef.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Tell me more.
Well, Luke, with Green Chef, every week you get over 40 recipes made with organic produce, responsibly sourced proteins, and nothing you can't pronounce.
Whoa.
And no fragrant sawdust.
Hooray! I've heard that Green Chef is the only certified clean meal kit tested by the Clean Label Project, and that it's the most sustainable meal kit with 20% less food waste and 100% offset delivery emissions.
That's right, and that's very important here in medieval Italy, where we live.
Yes.
And as well, the fact that meals come pre-portioned and ready in minutes. And if you want guidance beyond the plate, they include free unlimited one-on-one nutrition coaching that teach you how to raise a strong boy.
Dang.
You can get in touch with their strong boy coaches and they'll tell you how to make one.
Yep, contact Green Chef and say, I'm trying to raise a strong boy and Mum Can't Cook told me it's something that you offer.
Something that you offer. Yeah, you can do that by heading to greenchef.com/50mumcan'tcook and using code 50mumcan'tcook to get 50% off your first month, then 20% off for 2 months. That's code 50mumcan'tcook at greenchef.com/50mumcan'tcook.
Actually, we might not need Green Chef. His pleas for food are becoming quieter and quieter.
They're becoming sort of weaker and more frail. Yeah. Well, that's sort itself out then.
Andy, I've lost my puppet son.
Oh my God! How could this? You've only had him a few minutes.
Yeah, I know, but I've lost him. I've lost him now.
All right, well let's search for him. I guess in all his favourite haunts: the gambling den, the cat house,
the cat
all
cafe,
of the places he likes to hang out, the cat cafe, the dog cafe.
The dog cafe, the dog house. Well, yes, I mean, there's just one problem, though. If I go looking for my son, travelling hither and yon, will I not end up going abroad and incurring, big sort of data roaming rates? I don't want that.
Well, it depends. Are we going to use the big hot air balloon tethered in the back garden to sail around the world looking for your puppet son?
And I was thinking I'd mostly be in a whale somehow.
Well, if you're going to be in a whale, the roaming charges in a whale are really gonna sting you. That's how the whale gets. That's how the whale makes most of his money, to be honest. He's got cut in on a deal with the big mobile companies, and he charges an arm and a leg.
most of his money.
The whale's got other income streams.
The whale's got diversified interests, but it makes most of his money.
That's the whale's main job, and then there's just a little extra on top for the whale.
Yeah.
For treats and stuff.
Just a little something
for all
the whale.
ambergris that he can eat.
Yeah. Well, okay. Well, look, confound the whales this summer with Saily. What is Saily? It's an eSIM service app, listener, brought to you by the creators of NordVPN, who you've probably heard of because they're famous. It's an eSIM is like a sort of bit of software that goes on your phone, and it's like a virtual SIM card. It's like a SIM card that isn't physical, but is virtual. It's an eSIM, but you still get all of the incredible benefits of a SIM card, like not paying loads and loads and loads for data.
That's right. You've probably travelled abroad, and when you've landed, your mobile network has texted you and gone, oh, you clown, we've got you now.
Oh.
We've got you right where we want you.
Yeah.
That's right. If you want to use data, you'll be paying through the nose, son. Pay up, you idiot. And then you can turn to them and say, guess what, idiots? Got an eSIM from Saily. And then you activate it on your phone and bam, you've got a SIM card that's as if you had a local phone and were just paying those local rates. And when you get home, there's no big, horrible bill waiting for you. Just pay what you pay up front and then use all your data like you would at home. It's brilliant and easy, and you can use it in a whale.
With Saily, an eSIM needs to be installed only once, so users don't have to install a new eSIM for each country or whale that you go in. And it also helps to protect your privacy because Saily has security features and you can browse more confidently too. You can change your virtual location, block malicious ads, and stay safer with web protection.
So get an exclusive 15% discount on Saily data plans. Use code MumCan'tCook at checkout. Download the Saily app or go to saily.com/MumCan'tCook.
Now we can go and look for my boy.
Yeah, or, we've got these great data rates. Why don't we just stay here and go on our phones?
Oh, that could be good. I think that's what he would want.
That is what he would want. He told me as he was leaving in the balloon. Luke, I want to Google how to dispose of Puppet Son body, but
right.
I'm kind of worried that internet attackers might see my personal data, such as my search history and things like that, and I'm sort of worried about that, just in case.
And might leap to incorrect conclusions.
Yeah. I'm rehearsing a play in which I have to dispose of a Puppet Son body.
Of a Puppet Son.
Yeah.
Gepetto,
so I need to know how to
3000.
do it for verisimilitude in the play that I'm in.
Well, Andy, for this and for many other reasons, you want NordVPN. NordVPN is a VPN, which is a virtual private network, which is a wonderful bit of software that lets you tell the internet where the device that you are accessing the internet from is in the world. So you can sort of pretend to be from all over, like a spy. It's really fun.
That's great. And Nord is easy to use. You can connect with one click or use the automatic connection feature to protect yourself without having to do anything. And it has more than 8,300 servers in 127 countries, letting you change your virtual location easily. And it's got fantastic speeds. NordVPN is one of the fastest VPNs on the market.
But it's so much more than that these days. NordVPN has always been a great VPN, but now it has evolved into its final form. An all-in-one digital security powerhouse, combining the world's leading...
second health bar appears at the top of the screen.
Yep, exactly. NordVPN just powered up. It now combines the world's leading VPN with a next-generation antivirus to help protect users from scams, fake shops, and everyday threats. So it is absolutely worth considering if you want to improve your online security and safety.
Upgrade your online protection with an all-in-one security app. Get an exclusive NordVPN deal and 4 months extra by going to nordvpn.com/MumCan'tCook. It is risk-free with NordVPN's 30-day money-back guarantee. The link is in the podcast episode description box.
So when does the play open?
Play? What are you talking about?
We were just at the play about... You know what, never mind. Anyway, so now he's like walking in like a park at night. Pinocchio, we see Pinocchio going into his room, looking extremely sad. That night, my note, no dinner for Pinocchio, I guess, but I suppose he is a wooden boy. So Gepetto's wandered all the way to a bridge in the fog. He can't find the blue fairy, even when he tries shouting, "There's some blue fairy money here on the floor."
I can't use it, he says with a big theatrical shrug.
Yeah. Suddenly, with a flash of sparkly light, maybe having heard about the blue fairy money.
That's what brings her out. I will say.
Julia Louis-Dreyfus is here, and you're about that. We're coming up to a song, but like first, I think you probably need to hear some like sort of like you need to hear a sort of clean take of the accent she's doing. Here it is.
Oh, Gepetto, there is no need to thank me for the wish I've granted. You deserve happiness for all that you've given to others.
Look, no offence, says Gepetto, but couldn't you have made a mistake? She says, no, it never makes mistakes. He says, look, he just wants her to make things right. Maybe it's not Pinocchio who's defective, she says.
Mm-hmm.
And Gepetto lists this 3-day-old child's many horrible flaws.
Yeah, he doesn't know anything. He doesn't follow rules, and he has no interest in being a toy maker.
You're describing any child.
Yeah, and Julia Louis-Dreyfus launches into a song called Just Because It's Magic.
Yeah.
Another Stephen Schwartz banger.
It's probably the best. It's the best song of the film. I would say it's the sort of I don't know what maybe the right term would be. It's the sort of like tentpole song of the film. It's like it's the one that would be in all the trailers. It's the Defying Gravity equivalent, you know.
It's the end of Act 1 sort of high point.
Yes.
But it's the Blue Fairies. Basically, the gist of the song is the Blue Fairy saying, look, just because something is magic, it doesn't make it easy, right? You still have to work at the relationship that you have with Pinocchio.
Yes.
And Gepetto has the sort of counter argument, which is that the Blue Fairy sucks and f***ed up the spell real bad and gave him a shitty son.
Give him a bad boy.
A sample lyric from Gepetto: don't take this as ingratitude, but you really have an attitude, and Pinocchio is proof you can goof.
I like this song. When you get the thing for which you've yearned, you will find your yearning has returned. Happy is the man who's finally learned. Happy endings must be earned. It's like sort of heavy on the rhymes. But also, it's like 3 days now since I saw this movie, and I know how this song goes, which is a really good sort of litmus test of a musical. It's like, can you call the song to mind like a few days later? It's good.
Mm-hmm.
So Julia Louis-Dreyfus is doing the most awful voice in the world. The voice that she's doing, I think, is severely hampering her ability to sing.
Yeah.
And this song has an extended dance break.
Yes, it's a shame because neither of them can dance particularly well. Drew Carey in particular has the feel of one of the sort of joke contestants from Strictly Come Dancing.
Oh my God. Yes, that's exactly it. The note I have is they look like a newly married couple who rehearsed a dance for their wedding, but the groom is embarrassed about what his dad would think now that it comes to it. Like,
yes, yeah. The groom is shooting glances at his dad, who has his arms folded and a face like thunder.
Yes. At the end of the song, they sing together. Here is some of the song.
You can
Just because it's magic,
so beautiful fairy.
doesn't mean contentment.
It's time for the remedy.
With
Simply compel him to do as I tell him and want to grow up like me.
Why can it be perfect now? You sigh.
Stop
Darling,
listening.
I'll be glad to tell you why.
Start
it takes more
listening.
than magic. Why? Just because.
You're very arbitrary,
You need all the
fairy.
magic. Just because. Just because.
Wait.
Fare thee well, Gepetto. And when you need me again, just let your heart call to me.
Let my heart call to you. Why? So you can ruin another shirt?
So you can probably hear that, like, this song is not really hitting, but if you use your imagination, like...
Imagine it being good.
Imagine it like... It's kind of... It's sort of in the vein of that, you know, the bit in La La Land where they have, like, on the bench... The kind of, you know, the sort of like box art La La Land bit, like overlooking LA, kind of, you know, on the bench. It's a kind of like, it's a sort of two-hander dance, you know,
Did
with
you
like
see
some...
they fixed Ryan Gosling's hand?
What?
Did you not see this?
No? Go on.
So, yeah, they've just re-released the cover of La La Land, and they've made Ryan Gosling's hand less gay.
What? Hang on.
His hand was originally at an angle that I think they weren't happy with. So they reset it at a more masculine angle.
What, is he sort of doing like a kind of raised, a pumping fist in the air or something?
No, it's just at a straighter angle now.
Oh my God, that's awful. Why have they done this? That is so stupid. Like,
are you looking at a picture?
Yeah, I'm looking at it now. We let him know and he approved it, says Lionsgate Executive Vice President Justin Manfredi. I mean, what's he going to say? What's he going to say?
Leave it as it is.
Yeah.
Leave it as it is. I liked it.
Okay. That's so stupid. That is so powerfully stupid. Okay.
Sorry to derail. Anyway.
No, it's fine. Wow, so powerfully stupid. Oh my God.
So
if we're... Look, hang on. While we're derailed. So I saw The Mandalorian and Grogu.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, and I felt like I should come back to it briefly, having sort of ranted about how stupid it was conceptually. Not as a sort of like, isn't it weird that this is a thing that we're all doing? And like... Mild spoilers ahead for The Mandalorian Grogu, but did you know, Andy, that it features a shredded, sexy Jabba the Hutt?
I have seen the sexual Jabba the Hutt, yes.
I know you have, because I've sent you loads of pictures of
you
his
sent me loads
abs.
of Road to the Hutt fan art that you
Road to the Hutt fan art of Road to the Hutt just being like a sort of sexy shredded Jabba the Hutt.
Sexy daddy figure.
What I want so badly is if I could go back in time, the one thing I would use it for is to go back in time to like 1998, just before, or like just before the prequels were announced, and I would tell a Star Wars fan the synopsis of The Mandalorian and Grogu. And I'd say, there's going to be more Star Wars films, and they'll be like, oh, there are? Are there going to be many? God. Oh, loads. Let me tell you an example one. All right, so there's Baby Yoda. There's Baby Yoda, and you know that sort of bounty hunter one? Well, it's him, but like shiny all over, like a kettle, like a shiny kettle. And they team up with, it's a one of like Jabba the Hutt, but guess what? He's like so hot. He's
really sexual.
He's really shredded and sexual, and also he's not just like really muscly and sexy, but he keeps doing like sexy things. He keeps like he's kind of like, he doesn't have hair, but he's always sort of like doing the equivalent of like pushing his hand through his hair, and he's a sort of like he's morose and soulful, and he's Jabba the Hutt's son, and he's trying to get out from under the shadow of his like father's crime legacy. He's like everyone assumes I'm just going to be just like my dad. Runs hand through hair, flexes pecs, but there's more to me than that.
Will Luke Skywalker be in it? And
oh yes, but he'll sound like the Joker and sort of look like a Final Fantasy cutscene.
Yeah, well, they've used a computer to sort of piece together his voice out of an old audiobook Mark Hamill recorded in the 1980s.
Oh, right. Oh, I see. I love those audiobooks. Are they adapting the audiobooks? Oh no, they're not canon anymore.
Oh no, they've all been...
No, they deleted them because they thought they had a better idea, which was a sexual Jabba the Hutt.
Couldn't they have made a movie about my favourite character, Dash Rendar? Oh, I'm sorry, Dash Rendar is no longer canon.
There was no room in the canon after they... with this huge sexual Jabba and Baby Yoda.
I just imagine someone giving a tour to investors of Lucasfilm. And through here's our concept art department. I'll just open the door here, see what the boys are cooking. Oh, my God.
Oh, my God. I'm sorry, I should have knocked first.
What the hell is that? Some kind of sexual Jabba the Hutt? I'm not paying you people for this.
They all nod solemnly. And he doesn't just look sexy. He is sexy. He's got a sexy personality.
Yeah. The main emotion we want people watching The Mandalorian and Grogu to feel when they come out is horny for sexual Jabba. I see.
Okay, so...
Closes the door, locks it. Control, fill the room with poison gas.
Control, we're going to have to do another Avengers.
Ask Robert Downey Jr. how much he wants. I don't care, whatever he's asking.
He says he'll do it, but he's going to do a voice. Fine.
He says he'd do it, but he wants to live in Cinderella Castle. Yeah, all right, fine. Whatever.
Oh my God. Okay, back to Gepetto.
Yeah, so the blue fairy leaves. Gepetto's pissed. He says, I ordered a wooden boy who could talk, not talk back.
Oh my God.
He starts complaining about how he's a laughingstock and how everyone's talking about how his idiot wooden son.
Yeah, his sawdust for brain son.
Yeah.
He says, well, I wasn't going to be the laughingstock. And if the blue fairy wasn't going to fix Pinocchio, I'd have to do it myself. And then he sort of
which is
storms.
Unbelievably sinister. Yeah, he sort of draws a long wooden carving knife from his belt and starts approaching the workshop.
Yeah.
But he enters the workshop.
He storms in.
Pinocchio, we need to talk, he says. He enters the room and Pinocchio isn't there. What's this? A note.
He looks at the note. The note says, Dear Dad, I know I've been a big disappointment to you. While you were gone, Senor Stromboli came by and told me he was going to make me a big star in his show, so I've gone to live with him. Now, how would you react? How do you think the majority of parents would react upon finding this note from their child? It doesn't bear thinking about, does he?
That they'd gone off to live with an insane marionette clown.
Yes, that they've sort of, while you were gone, they've been taken by an insane marionette man.
Okay, it depends on... Okay, my hypothetical child in this situation, have they asked me upwards of 4 questions in the past week?
Oh, actually, yeah, they have.
Oh, right, well, fine, you can have them then.
Yeah, so you'd probably do what Drew Carey does in this scene. He sort of like looks around briefly for Pinocchio to see if it's a joke, but then he can't find him. And he sits down on the bed and goes, Stromboli, well, maybe it's for the best.
Maybe this letter means that things will be better for the both of us. And then he sings a little reprise of the And Son song where he sings, I've got my old tried and true life, and you've got a new life as Stromboli and son.
You've got a new life, having been kidnapped by the insane puppet maniac.
Kidnapped by a puppet clown. Well, yeah, I guess it is a new life. It is different to his current life.
If you can call it living, it's a new life.
It's certainly different.
But as he says the words Stromboli and son, he realises that in fact his possession has been taken, and that what's at risk here is his business legacy. And this is what makes him decide, all right, you know what? I'll go and have a look.
Yeah.
So he sets off, to be clear, not to rescue Pinocchio, but to have a look at his new life.
What he does is he picks up a teddy bear and a toy train, and he says, well, he'll never be able to sleep without these, to justify to himself going to look at Pinocchio. So he takes those with him.
Picks them up, says, don't want him coming back for these. Clean break is best.
So inside the big top, we see Pinocchio is singing the There Are No Strings on Me song from the Disney film. There are no strings to hold me down. You know the one.
Now he's amusing and delighting a small crowd. Everyone's loving it. Gepetto walks in at the back and observes. The small issue is that the original, as it's staged in the Disney animated Pinocchio, it's impressive because Pinocchio is doing loads of physically impossible things, you'll remember in the song. He's like spinning his limbs around and stuff because he is a wooden puppet. But here, although while in universe Pinocchio is a wooden puppet, it is in fact a human boy. So what he's doing is sort of
joints painted on him,
Yeah, he's kind of jigging around in an extremely normal way.
Yeah.
With stripes of varnish painted over his face and arms, doing a normal jig, and everyone's losing their minds.
Him and Commander Data from Star Trek The Next Generation doing a jazz square, and everyone's loving it.
The song finishes and Stromboli steps out. Signore, signore. He says, a new star. You know him, you love him. Pinocchio. And everyone claps and the two of them do a spin. Then he picks up Pinocchio sort of bodily.
Yeah.
Like if you were carrying a sort of plank of wood, and runs off stage with him.
Yeah, cackling.
Gepetto looks ruefully down at the teddy bear, having just seen his son being carried off by a cackling puppet maniac who took him.
I guess you won't need these when he's being tortured by the puppet maniac backstage.
This is the exact cinematic inversion of the Taken speech. You know, the Liam Neeson like on the phone.
Yeah. I have a particular set of skills and I will find you, etc. Yeah.
This is the exact opposite. Like,
can you imagine Liam Neeson on the phone to the kidnappers like, well I guess she's got a new life now. She's got a new life now, being kidnapped. She's got a new life now, being taken. I wonder what it's like. I'll go and have a look at her. I'll take her teddy.
And I will find you and bring you this train so she doesn't come back and ask for the train.
And then I'll leave you to it. She's probably happier being taken.
Yeah.
So as the crowd file out, they're all gabbling excitedly about how great the show was, about Pinocchio's talents, and the strong family resemblance that he shares with Stromboli. So much talent in one family. Didn't they look wonderful together, etc.?
Okay, now, like, what is going on with the townsfolk? They've just seen the boy that up until recently was being sort of
Gepetto was dragging around the town square introducing as his son.
Yeah. And now Stromboli's doing it.
They saw what happened to people who questioned
that's
Gepetto.
true.
They probably think Stromboli's capable of similar acts.
Hey, whatever's going on with Gepetto looks like it's catching. Shut up.
Shut up. Just clap and say it's good.
Clap.
Yes.
Such a strong family resemblance.
Oh, they look good together.
Yes. No, father and son. Yeah. Oh my God, Gepetto's here.
Gepetto's here. He's got a pumpkin he's drawn a face on.
Geppetto is like stood in the middle of the big top, holding in one hand a toy train and in the other a toy bear, and he's just sort of like breathing shit, like the Hulk at rest. Just sort of...
Everyone starts to file towards the exits. Stuff's about to get weird.
This is about to be a bloodbath.
Yeah.
Okay, so where were we? Oh, yes. So
backstage, Stromboli is counting his money. He's made 1,000 pieces of gold from Pinocchio's incredible show. Pinocchio is cooped up in it's a tiny lion cage from a circus.
Yeah.
It's like a cage on wheels that you'd put a lion in an old-timey circus, but it's small for a boy.
Yep. Stromboli is still talking to his puppet. You should be very proud, Pinocchio, he says. He's dropped the accent, which is, on the one hand, it's what I wanted Julia Louis-Dreyfus to do, but on the other hand, it is actually quite confusing. So, like, Stromboli was faking...
filmed this.
Yeah.
They filmed this sequentially, and this is the point where Brent Spiner realised that Drew Carey wasn't going to bother, so why should he? Does
he get paid the same even though he's not doing... Okay, I won't then. That's fair.
Yeah.
Fair's fair.
That's fine. Yeah. Well, if he's going to be back at his desk by 2, yeah, all right, fine.
I mean, the only explanation is that Stromboli was faking being Italian to sort of impress the other Italians.
To impress the Italians, like, have them welcome him, yeah.
Yeah. So, Pinocchio's in a cage. Oh, no, my little puppet, says Stromboli to Pinocchio. It's a dark and evil world, and we must lock up our valuables in case someone steals them. He's gone full villain now. Besides, there is a matter of the contract we signed. And he produces a vast contract that the sweet young Pinocchio naively signed. Pinocchio says he wants to leave the cage. You will do as you're told, says Stromboli. But suddenly there is the sound of Gepetto outside being like, Stromboli! Stromboli! He calls politely to the puppet creep who's stolen his son.
Excuse me, Mr. Stromboli.
Mr.
May
Stromboli.
I have a word?
May I have a word? It's about
your kidnap and abuse of my wooden son.
Un momento, says Stromboli. He throws a blanket over the cage and sort of pushes it out of the room, threatening Pinocchio with murder if he makes a sound. Now, please hear the conversation that Gepetto has with the man who's taken his boy.
We met yesterday, didn't we, Signor...
Gepetto.
Gepetto. It rolls off the tongue, doesn't it?
I guess it doesn't. I'm here to see Pinocchio. I wanted to give him these. He really can't sleep without him.
Who?
Pinocchio. Got no strings to hold me down.
Oh, of course, little Parmigiano. You just missed him.
Missed him? Well, how can that be? Isn't he living with you?
Living with me? Oh, no. This was a one-night engagement. Little Parcheesi left right after the show. He said something about this town being too small for him and seeking his fortune in the big city.
You let Pinocchio go all the way out there on his own without anyone looking after him? Well, do you know which way he went?
Well, yes, I think he went off actually this way. If you hurry, maybe you can catch him.
Yes, I will. Thank you.
Buona fortuna! Signor Gepetto. Oh, Pinocchio. We'd better get our things together, my little gold mine. We must be gone before your father can... Hey! Whoa! Where? He was in the... Oh.
So, where is Pinocchio? Stromboli asks at the end there. Why, Stromboli looks through a telescope and over a field to see that clowns are bundling Pinocchio into a wagon labelled Pleasure Island.
Yes. A gang of clowns have fallen upon Pinocchio.
And are taking him to Pleasure Island.
Taking him to be pleasured at Pleasure Island. No, doesn't he know what they do to boys on Pleasure Island, says Stromboli. He'll be ruined.
He'll be ruined. This is the story of the world's least safe boy.
Stromboli starts crashing out. He's having an argument with his puppets. He's strangling them.
Yeah.
He's voicing all of the other puppets mocking him.
Yeah. He starts goleming, so like the camera's kind of like swinging to sort of mirror perspectives of Stromboli as he sort of argues with himself.
Yeah.
And with puppets.
He starts to sing a song about catching and subduing Pinocchio.
Yes.
We should probably hear a bit of it. My favourite lyric in this is when he describes himself as the Napoleon of puppets.
Perhaps little Woody's forgotten that he signed a contract that binds him to me in each codicil rider and clause, ensuring whenever my orchestra strikes up their entr'acte, he'll be appearing and I'll be hearing The jingle, the point, and the tingling sound of applause. Bravo, Stromboli. Bravo, Stromboli. Magnifico. We'll name a cannoli after Stromboli. We who are lowly think of you solely as the Napoleon of puppeteers. After all of the years, all of the tears, hearing the cheers ring in my ears. Silence the scoffers, fill up the coffers, weighing the offers, everyone proffers. They're dying to back you with such a spectacular show. They when they are, acclaim and éclat. Stromboli,
So Stromboli intends to chase Pinocchio to Pleasure Island and recapture him and bring him back to his show.
Yeah. I thought that Data was doing good singing there. That was pretty. Pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's so good that I was like, "Is this actually Brent Spiner?" I couldn't find a definitive answer, but it's it's very good.
Yeah, very good. The camera's kind of struggling to keep up with this musical number as it happens, like they haven't told the camera operator what's going to be happening.
Yeah.
So we cut to Gepetto. He's walking along. He's kind of looking for Pinocchio a bit.
But in a quite a half-hearted way. He says, boy, did I mess things up with Pinocchio. He's walking through some woods, calling for him. You'd think I was the one with the wooden head, he says.
Yeah.
I should have carved a chair instead of a kid. It seems that he's truly learned his lesson.
He says, gotta be around here somewhere. Then in VO, he says, I'm tired, I want to sit down. You know, the sort of like adrenalized sort of...
Yeah, frantic nature of a parent searching for a child.
Yeah.
The blue fairy appears. Gepetto, I see you're beginning to see the error of your ways, she says. You are responsible for what you created. F off, says Gepetto. This is Pinocchio's fault.
Yeah. This is about him. If he'd shown the smallest interest in the family business, says Gepetto, and he sort of stomps off annoyed. She follows, reprising, just because it's magic. Mm-hmm. But... He just walks away.
He covers his ears, trying not to hear it.
Yeah. Later, he comes across a man tied up in a tree. And this is the point at which the film kind of becomes a bit more like the source material, and that it's just a sort of like disconnected series of insane vignettes.
Yeah, well, none of this is from the book. They've created all of these vignettes for the movie.
Yeah.
But like a sort of serially published story, as the original Pinocchio was. This is a series of little short stories, each with a lesson to teach Gepetto about how his piece of kid is good, actually. So
first, he finds this man tied up in a tree. The man is called Lizardo. A disappointed crowd are leaving the tree, commenting that his dad was better. We find that the man has been upside down for 6 hours? No, 9 hours, because he's upside down. I thought that was a good joke.
He's upside down, you see. Gepetto unties him. The great Lizardo sits him down and does some more magic, which mostly involves setting fire to things. He sets fire to a bush. He sets fire to the bench that Gepetto's sitting on. Gepetto's like, I really don't have time for your terrible magic. And then he says, all right, I'll do one more trick, nothing with fire. And he produces a finely made toy rabbit.
Oh.
This is really good work. Where did you get it, says Gepetto. I made it, says the magician. He aims a bow and arrow at the rabbit that Gepetto's holding. He says, this is a trick taught to me by my great-grandfather. No, don't shoot the bow and arrow. You'll kill me, says Gepetto. You're the worst magician I've ever seen.
But put the bow and arrow down. Look, Lizardo, I don't know how to tell you this, but you're the worst magician I've ever seen in my life. Why are you doing this?
I ask myself the same question, and I guess it's because my dad wants me to.
Just because your father wants you to be a magician doesn't mean you have to be one.
The Lizardos have always been magicians. It's my destiny. And besides, I can't do anything else.
What about all these wonderful toys you've made?
Well, I am proud of them.
Toys. You have a talent, it seems, for toys.
Really? Because I've always loved making them toys. I get ideas in my dreams. I'd make toys you line up, toys you link up, toys nobody else could think of.
So a song begins here, but the gist of it is that this magician, Lizardo, is terrible at magic, and he only does the job because it's the family business. His father was a magician. His father's father was a magician, all the way to his great-grandfather, Lizardo I.
He feels the pressure from his father to continue doing it, even though it's not his dream. And as they sing, Gepetto realises that he is a gigantic arsehole, and the boys should be free to pursue their own dreams. The only bit from this scene that really bothered me is when Lizardo is setting things on fire and he sets that bush on fire.
Yeah.
And the bush is like fully on fire. And then he walks up to Gepetto and he says, never mind, the fire's out. But the fire isn't out. And so all the way through this song, it was really stressing me out that I knew that just off camera there was like a spreading wildfire.
Yeah, it does look, they're in a very dry area of the woods.
Yeah, well, I imagine they're in sort of like droughted LA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So Lozano is a world-class toy maker. Gepetto sings that no matter what their dads do, they're free to do whatever they want. You have no idea how much pressure a father can put on his son, says Lozano. I do, says Gepetto, especially when he's mine.
So Gepetto sort of ambles off to continue looking for his missing son. And as he goes...
with the urgency of someone going up for a second serving at the buffet.
And as they leave, Lizardo asks, how would I do? And the blue fairy appears. So, oh ho ho, looks like the blue fairy set up this little scene.
Yeah.
Interesting. So maybe these are lessons being taught by the blue fairy. Maybe the blue fairy will have another lesson for Gepetto.
Yeah. Later on, Gepetto, who is aimlessly wandering the planet looking for Pinocchio, I guess, wanders into a town called Idelia. Maybe someone there had seen Pinocchio. He walks in and he discovers a wonderland of good children. Kids are sharing toys. A girl will change her clothes so as to not ruin the dress she's in. Another girl has planted a crop of carrots. Another plays the violin virtuosely.
He performs for other well-behaved children. This is how children should be, Gepetto says aloud. He asks after, has anyone seen Pinocchio? He says that he ran away. And some passing grown-ups say, have you been to see Professor... What is it?
Buonragazzo.
Oh, yeah. Have you been to see Professor Buonragazzo? The children here are amazing, says Gepetto. Thanks to Professor Buonragazzo. And the two adults volunteer to take him to the professor.
Yeah, in fact, my friends are off to see him now. They're told that he's looking for a little boy, and delightedly they tell him that they're looking for a little girl themselves. They are ushered into the professor's house by a weird little Lord Farquaad kid.
It's Brandy from Up, Up and Away.
Is it?
Yep.
Because I thought it was, and then I was like, I spent about 25 minutes Googling it to confirm if it was or not instead of watching this film. But that's good. I like that.
No, I'm pretty sure it is. I'm pretty sure it is. So that's nice.
Signor Gepetto, he said, I introduce you to a man so ahead of his time he may be from tomorrow. A man I am proud to call my father, Professor Buonragazzo. The professor leaps up from behind some pipes. He looks like if Leonardo da Vinci and Colonel Sanders had a teleporter accident, and his house looks like a steampunk-themed restaurant at Universal City Walk.
Yeah, it's kind of sort of dominating the space is this huge assemblage of pipes. Kind of like a big, elaborate machine.
Yeah, he's played by the actor René Auberjonois, who played Odo in Star Trek Deep Space Nine, and for our extra helping subscribers, played the poorly aged Donald Trump parody in the most recent episode of Erie, Indiana that we covered.
Of course. So Gepetto explains that he's looking for a little boy. Molto bene, says the professor, and then he leans over to the other two parents who are here for a little girl and tells them that they get a discount for the referral. Gepetto explains, no, he's looking for a boy who ran away. What? The professor can't believe. Did you get him here?
Yeah.
Gepetto explains, no, he carved the boy out of wood. Oh, that explains it, says the professor. And it transpires that he makes good boys.
I made it myself, says Gepetto. As you are of a similar bent to me, I'll let you in on a secret, says the professor. Never trust a fairy to get things right. Too many variables. What are you talking about, says Gepetto. He's talking about our child-making machine, says his little weird kid. And he pulls a lever on the steampunk contraption. Whee! It honks and smokes and various wheels spin around.
Yep.
You make children, says Gepetto. Not just any children. Perfect children, says the professor. We used to make children the old-fashioned way, but it was too unpredictable.
He explains that the children would sometimes come out the wrong gender or badly behaved, or they would run away and stuff. But that this way, there's nothing left to chance.
Yeah. He says this way, there's nothing left to chance. And I think we need to have a clip here because you need to hear how insane this is.
Yes.
All right now. So, have you made your final decision?
This has been so hard for us.
We've really agonized.
Anything you want, my little biscotto?
Okay, we were
thinking blonde.
Blonde, fantastico. And eyes?
Brown, just like yours.
Brown, delizioso. And disposition?
Perky.
Just as it should be. This is so much fun. One perky, brown-eyed blonde.
Benissimo! Ah. Hello, Mother. Hello, Father. It's a pleasure to meet you both. I'll be Papa's little princess. I'll be Mama's little pal. For I love you both to pieces. What you say to do, I shall. I love cooking, I love sewing, dusting when I get the chance. But like every little blonde girl, what I do the best is dance.
Okay, so
Yeah.
So what the professor has here is a child-making machine.
Yes.
You tell it what colour eyes and hair you want it to have and the personality you want it to have. He then pulls a big steampunk lever, it honks and smokes for a bit, and then it dispenses a 10-year-old girl down a slide who starts doing a jazz square and singing a song about her personality.
Oh my God. This song is called Satisfaction Guaranteed. Satisfaction guaranteed. Satisfaction guaranteed. See Professor Buonragazzo for the better way to breed.
No, Phil, no. No, sorry, no. But no. I'm sorry, but no.
I'm sorry, but no, we can't. You can't
sorry,
do.
But no, we simply can't do this.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but this simply can't happen.
So it's, oh my God, it's unbelievable. He says, I'll do you a deal. You'll have a new little Pinocchio faster than you can say Jiminy Cricket, but this time one that works. Says Gepetto. Too late, screams Buonragazzo, and his son pulls the lever, depositing a 10-year-old human Pinocchio child onto the floor, who starts singing in a tremulous voice about calling him Papa and playing catch and hugging his leg and such.
Yeah. Could I be your new Pinocchio? See, I look a little wooden, but I'll never disobey you. You're my papa, so I couldn't.
Gepetto's like, what the fucking Buonragazzo's like, not a fan, eh? Say no more. Pulls the lever.
Crank.
A new Pinocchio comes down. This one moves more woodenly than the other.
Yeah.
They all start dancing around Gepetto, a ring around him.
Then he makes a girl. Daddy, cries the girl, running into Gepetto's arms. Gepetto goes...
hesitates for an eighth of a second, and Buonragazzo goes, twins! Suddenly twins come down and start cartwheeling towards Gepetto.
In the background, you can see that the kid, that Buonragazzo's son, is like the last child spawned is being taken off somewhere. We don't know where. I guess to a huge heap of discarded children out the back.
I guess they get sort of recycled into genetic material.
Yeah, put them back into the machine. Yeah, like Pokemon candy in Pokemon Go.
Yeah, just crush them down.
Send them to Professor Buonragazzo. Yeah.
Can we talk about this machine? Because... Yeah. I mean, it doesn't dispense babies.
No.
It dispenses fully sentient, 10 to 12-year-old children who can dance and sing.
Yeah.
And also, the people... presumably the people who are coming here, they're like, we want a child to carry on our legacy. Presumably, the children have to be genetically the parents. What I'm asking...
Yeah.
What I'm asking...
Go on. Say what's on your mind. This is a safe space, and I know whatever you're about to say, I know that you're only saying it because you've had to watch a lot of Gepetto 2000 and you're not in your right mind.
Do you have to nut in the machine?
You probably don't have to. You probably I imagine that's a sort of platinum package. Like Buonragazzo will sort of dispense you a sort of standard. It's like buying a car, there's this is the standard.
Right, you go for the extras, yeah.
Yeah, it's like if you want the heated seats, you got a nut in the machine. This is the weirdest, most sinister thing I've ever seen, and it will remain that in my life for another 10 minutes until we get to Pleasure Island. But for now, this is the worst thing ever.
This is the worst thing so far.
Also, it dispenses like 11-year-olds.
Mm-hmm.
You see the town is full of 11-year-olds, but you don't see any teenagers. So, like,
No.
do you think they die off after a year or something?
Maybe they're like replicants from Blade Runner. They have like a 2-year lifespan and then they just die. Or they age super fast, maybe.
Yeah, or maybe that's how long they tend to be able to go before they do something imperfect and Buonragazzo hits them with a wrench and starts again.
Yeah, and feeds them into the wood chipper at the back of the machine that reprocesses them into genetic material.
Do you think his son came from the machine? Probably.
Oh, almost certainly, yeah. I
Must
think it's implied.
have done.
Yeah.
Because this son is so enthusiastic about working with his dad, right?
Yeah.
Because he's a perfect boy. And as we all know, the perfect child is one who at age 11 is ready to go to work.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so all these kids are like cartwheeling around Gepetto and he's like, no. Buonragazzo takes him out into the town square to show him all the perfect children. They're all cartwheeling around and tumbling. Others are world-class spellers. Some girls speak in unison and are tired.
They ask to go to bed early.
Buonragazzo sings a song about how it's better to have one of his creepy slide children than a shitty Pinocchio kid.
The song goes on to explain, I think unnecessarily, that existing children can be brought back for adjustments if you're not happy.
Yeah.
It's like this works up into like a fairly impressive big crowd number. Like there's an aerial camera for sort of like big like choreography, like synchronized
a kick
swimming
line
style.
Singing satisfaction guaranteed, so kick their way onto the screen.
Guaranteed.
I've written, I can't believe that this is what Gepetto was doing off camera during Pinocchio.
But maybe I've never thought about it because it's not in the slightest way interesting.
Yeah.
Buonragazzo explains that he'll throw in a set of steak knives if Gepetto orders a child now.
Yeah.
My note, to eat his spare children with. What happens?
He flees, abandoning his 5 new children.
Yeah, he's got and like these children are alive now.
Yeah.
And they've been created in a way that is no sort of more or less authentic than the one that he did with
to create Pinocchio.
Yeah, in partnership with the Blue Fairy.
And it seems that 2 of them are at least genetically Pinocchio because they're dressed the same as him and have his mannerisms and ways.
I don't know.
So
I wonder what Pinocchio's up to. Never mind.
Does this happen in Lies of P, the best adaptation of Pinocchio?
That is the best adaptation of Pinocchio. Yeah, in the DLC they do this.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah, there's a big child-making machine. It's the kind of thing that they would put in Lies of P, which, if you're not familiar, is a sort of kind of horror video game adaptation of Pinocchio, which is, full of like puppets with their souls crushed, turning against their human masters.
Yeah.
Yeah. What self-respecting parent would want a perfect kid, says Gepetto in VO as he walks away, besides me a few days ago. But what did I know then? Now, here's the problem with what we've just... Because this whole... I'm kind of... Obviously, I don't like the child-making machine and the big extended bit in a village where all the children are made by machine that you...
By Odo from Deep Space Nine, yeah.
Yes, but... I thought it's okay because as soon as Gepetto walks away, I know the Blue Fairy will appear and magic it all away and it will all have been a sort of vision. Like the magician.
Like the magician, yeah.
But I can only assume they just forgot, but that just doesn't happen this time.
Yeah.
So the Blue Fairy taught Gepetto one lesson deliberately with the magician, and then coincidentally Gepetto happened to wander into a real town where they were making kids with a machine.
Where you have to nut in a machine that dispenses children down the slide.
Dispenses a jazz square child.
Yeah, so once he's left the town, the Blue Fairy does appear. And they have a sort of bitter argument in the woods. And then the Blue Fairy shows him a vision of Stromboli talking about Pinocchio being on Pleasure Island. He lied to me, says Gepetto. Stromboli, that dirty, rotten...
I can't believe Stromboli lied to me.
I can't believe the insane puppet clown lied to me. She directs him to Pleasure Island and he sprints towards that island. We cut to Pleasure Island itself and it is a feast for the senses. Clowns and acrobats twirl and dance. Usher Raymond, the musical artist Usher, is here doing some hat choreography. Shouldn't there be a place where anything goes? He winks at the camera.
He suggestively sings, where nothing is naughty. He's flanked by clowns. It's okay. I think it's quite telling about Gepetto 2000 and its sort of like carnival of insane concepts that we're at the point where we'll just breezily say we cut to a sort of pleasure circus and Usher is here. Sort of dressed as a clown and saying how there should be a place where nothing is naughty.
Yeah, doing a dance routine that very suggestively implies he's in a physical relationship with his hat.
Yeah. Okay, so to describe Pleasure Island, everything is like lollipops and carnival theming. Huge wooden clown faces are all over the place. There's fireworks,
it's all like
and
distorted
sparklers.
perspective. It's like the Halloween Horror Nights version of a circus. It's pretty sinister.
Yeah. There's like roller coasters, trampolines, glitter, huge cake buffets. It looks unbelievably fun. The general theme is, of course, that here kids can do whatever. There are no rules.
Yeah, they're all eating like handfuls of cake. They're not making nice slices. They're just grabbing fistfuls of cake and shoving them in their mouths. They're all fighting in the mud, indulging every whim that a horrid little boy would have.
Yeah. Gepetto spies Pinocchio. So Gepetto's just here now.
Yeah.
And he sees Pinocchio sort of like sprinting through the crowd excitedly with a load of kids, having the time of his little life. But then he hears a voice calling for help coming from a door, and the door is besides a really horrible clown.
Yeah. Gepetto goes and stands next to this clown for about 15 uninterrupted seconds where he does nothing and says nothing.
I don't know what's up with this.
We just have to look at the clown.
I think this clown is a human actor who has been told to pretend to be an animatronic. Like, they ran out of money for set decoration. They wanted like an animatronic clown going like or something like that in a robotic voice, but they ran out of money for that. But they did have humans because they've got a boy making machine, so they could just crank out infinite people. And so they just sort of like dressed someone, but it's clearly a real human. It's the most unsettling thing, and Gepetto just stands next to it for ages.
It's so scary. Yeah. So Gepetto enters a door marked "Do Not Enter." Stromboli is here too, as Luke says. He's grabbing boys, asking if they've seen any little wooden boys around. Stromboli then has a disassociative episode with his puppets. He sees Pinocchio playing pool with Usher. Adults aren't allowed in Pleasure Island, says Usher, and kills Stromboli's puppet. Stromboli mourns his fallen puppet, and Pinocchio is taken away by Usher's gang of barbershop quartet acrobat clowns.
What is I feel like in my real life things are becoming a carnival.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Describing this film.
Can you say everything you just said again up until like Usher Raymond's barbershop quartet?
Stromboli mourns his fallen puppet, and Pinocchio is taken away by Usher's gang of barbershop quartet acrobat clowns.
Okay. Also, I think Pinocchio and all the other children are drinking pints of stout.
Yeah, I think just a big pint of Murphy's.
So through the door, we now see what was through the door that Gepetto went through, where the faint sound of help was coming from. He finds loads and loads of donkeys being yelled at and whipped by men.
Yeah, there's a massive guy who's played by Kane Hodder, who plays Jason Voorhees in the Friday the 13th franchise, and he's whipping all the donkeys and yelling at them.
Great spot. He's just shouting at donkeys.
Yeah.
What's happening to me, says one of the donkeys with some like uncomfortable visual effects. He can still talk, says a guy. Put him on the roller coaster again. He'll definitely be a donkey then, they say.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Sidebar, I would love to see them put a donkey on a roller coaster.
Oh God, that would be so amazing.
Yeah.
So amazing.
Gepetto
the donkey would be so scared.
Gepetto goes roller coaster, as if that's as if that's
the thing
of what's happening.
Well, he's an engineer, isn't he? He's a toy maker.
Ooh, roller coaster.
Ooh, a roller coaster. I wonder how they've done that in 1880, whatever, wherever I am.
See. Why are you doing this to us, bleats a boy donkey? All bad little boys make jackasses of themselves in the end, says Jason Voorhees.
Now, initially, I was like, that's a pretty sort of lazy and crap explanation for what they're doing. But then I remembered that in the recent Tom Hanks Pinocchio live action one, they add in this insane subplot about the donkeys being sold, and we did the maths on how many donkeys, How many donkeys they're having to sell to run a theme park.
It's still not clear to me the economics of Usher's
donkey
plan
factory.
Here. Converting children into donkeys.
Yeah.
I guess in a world where you can produce children from Professor Buonragazzo's machine with the pull of a lever, children are economically less valuable than donkeys.
Well, how about this,
Usher?
Usher?
Make donkeys out of nothing.
Usher, why don't you arrange a partnership with Buonragazzo where for like one Sunday morning every week, you have the machine and you just attach the roller coaster directly to the end of the machine. So children come out of the tube into the roller coaster. You know, and like bingo, you've got infinite donkeys spawns.
You've got infinite donkeys.
Yeah. The only problem is, of course, if the technology were to fall into anyone else's hands, then you wouldn't be the only one in town with infinite donkeys and the value of a donkey would drop.
Well, it would collapse.
Collapse. The donkey economy would collapse like a donkey.
And then all you'd have to fall back on are your world-class dancing and singing skills.
I suppose you also own a circus. You could probably like sell the land.
I think the circus would probably be as successful if you took away the boy to donkey system that they've got going on.
Maybe more, because you have to think it's not getting a good word of mouth, is it?
Yeah, there's no repeat customers at Pleasure Island. No one's buying a season pass. I mean, if it's just like the cool carnival with a roller coaster and also Usher performs all the time,
probably good enough.
Do quite well. Yeah.
Oh, man.
So Pinocchio is outside. He says, "Isn't this great?" "Yes," says another boy. "No parents, no rules, and all the candy you can eat." Usher starts singing a song about how cool and scary the roller coaster is. "Let's try it," says one of the boys, and they get in line. Stromboli sees Pinocchio join the queue. "There you are," he says. "You're coming with me." But he's overpowered by boys, and then Usher yells at him. "I only want the boy," shouts Stromboli. "Can't we work something out?" "This is Pleasure Island," says Usher. "Grown-ups like you are not wanted here."
All the children applaud.
And then in runs Gepetto, and him and Stromboli have a big fist fight. Stromboli is carried out of Pleasure Island by a stilt clown. Pinocchio goes to climb on the roller coaster, and Gepetto runs to stop him.
Step right up. Get in! Pinocchio, stop! Stop! Pinocchio, don't get on that roller coaster.
I don't have to listen to you here. This is Pleasure Island. Yeah!
Please, Pinocchio, this place isn't safe.
I heard what you said about me. That I was a big disappointment. You didn't want me? Well, now I don't want you.
Pinocchio, please, there's no time.
He's a parrot! There's a parrot in here! Parrot!
Pinocchio, don't!
Parrot!
Pinocchio!
Look at him! He's a parrot!
Pinocchio! Pinocchio, don't!
Pinocchio! Pinocchio! Hold it right there. Stop!
So Pinocchio is immediately transforming. He hasn't even sort of gone through the gates of this sort of like ghost ride thing.
Yeah,
so all
like
the other kids
like
could see the donkey transformation.
It's like a state fair ghost train. It's not really a roller coaster. In the classic sense.
Gepetto leaps into the next car. And I'm like, oh my God, we're going to have like a little sort of roller coaster chase.
Yeah.
Cut to, the roller coaster's over.
The roller coaster shudders to a halt 10 feet further down the track, and Gepetto climbs out of the car, unchanged and unbothered by the ride.
Yeah.
Usher's clowns were unable to stop him.
Gepetto goes from donkey to donkey trying to find Pinocchio. Then he sees that one of the donkeys is wearing Pinocchio's clothes and thinks probably that one. Also, the donkey goes, "Daddy!" He runs to the donkey, but a gate comes down. "Get these donkeys on the boat," shouts Usher's men. "The salt mines are waiting."
Yeah.
How much money is there in salt that you can afford to buy so many donkeys?
Well, you work them to death, I suppose.
I suppose,
is the implication. A portcullis comes down between Usher Raymond and Gepetto. And
Drew
then
Carey.
Usher sings to Drew Carey's astonished face about Pleasure Island and how it's actually a big boy kidnapping grift.
His honeyed tones seem venomous now.
"What does a man do when his son's been taken out to sea and is a donkey?" says Gepetto. "Why, he rows out to sea." At this point, the effects become too expensive for the film, so we get a series of drawn panels of Gepetto being swallowed by Monstro the whale.
Yeah, it's so... I mean, I would be willing to overlook that, except at the beginning they said, "I bet you're wondering how I ended up in the whale." And I'd like... They wouldn't have put that line in if they'd have known, surely, that the money was going to run out and that at some point this film was literally going to become like the storyboard for the film. And it would be like, with all the sort of arrows drawn on it and stuff. And it's like, you know, camera down here, pan left, Gepetto in whale.
POV whale.
Yeah.
Didn't you ever wonder how I ended up in a whale? Well, I suppose I always assumed you were rowing to find Pinocchio and the whale swallowed you. No, well,
wait and see, friend.
Out if you watch Gepetto 2000.
Anyway, there I was rowing to find Pinocchio and a whale swallowed me.
Oh, so it was that. And you've just shown me a drawing of that.
Yes, we get these little cartoons of like a whale swallowing Gepetto. So the only other note I have on this horrible sequence is that this probably would work in a stage musical, you know, where you kind of are willing to suspend your disbelief when, like, you know, something massive has happened and it's like, okay, it's kind of
it would all, like, so the lights would go down and this would all be done in sound design.
Yeah, there would be a huge splash.
You would hear the roar of Monstro. And exactly.
What's that? What's a whale? Pinocchio, no.
No, it couldn't be. It's too large to be a whale. Ah! And then we come back up in the interior whale set, and it's good.
And this film does have a good interior whale set. There's water sloshing around and everything.
You see his rib cage and all his guts and that.
Yeah.
I made a mess of things this time, Blue Fairy, he says. Give me one more chance. There's a big rush of water and fish, and then Pinocchio's ruined body is in here as well. Save me, Daddy, he says.
Yeah.
It's funny. I was obviously making notes very quickly when I was watching this film, and the spelling of Pinocchio in my notes has really deteriorated. At this point, he's in my notes as Punichu.
Punichu. That's a sort of Pokemon Generation 20 kind of new Pikachu evolution
of Pinocchio.
He's Pinichu. It's what Pikachu would look like if he'd been chewed by a whale.
Yeah.
Chewed and eaten.
He says, "My son, you were a donkey. How did you turn back?" And Pinocchio explains that he simply saw Gepetto get swallowed by a whale, jumped into the sea, and then the donkey part of him washed away.
Okay.
Fine.
I move maturely on from the thought of Pinocchio no longer having his donkey part. And father and son reconcile. "I guess I'll never be a real boy now," says Pinocchio. Gepetto, meanwhile, admits that he's not as good a father as he thought he would be.
It's very funny to me when it's that Simpsons thing where Homer is like, "Flanders, you saved me. Why?" It's like Pinocchio's the same. It's like, Gepetto, you came to save me. Why?
Why did you do it?
Because you're my son.
Because you're my son, I guess.
It's like, well, I guess I've grown kind of fond of you, my son.
Because you're my son, Pinocchio. You might be the worst child in the world, objectively. For example, you ask me questions often.
For example, you ride around on the tricycle I bought you to ride around on.
But I'm going to be in this well for a while. I might need to light a fire at some point. Your arms and legs will work just fine.
They reprise the and son song from earlier, and it seems that they like each other now.
Yay.
They hug. "Will we ever get out of here and get to go home?" says Pinocchio, according to my notes.
Yeah. They do, in fact, come up with a plan. The mouth is clearly the way out, and they look up at the big dangling uvula of the whale. All they have to do is tickle it. But how to tickle it, because it's quite high up. Mm-hmm. Pinocchio gets up on Gepetto's shoulders and still can't reach. Listener, can you think how Pinocchio can tickle the uvula?
No, well, not since the donkey part's washed away.
"Wait, ask me a question," says Pinocchio. "What's your name?" says Gepetto, and Pinocchio says that his name is Woody McWoodhead.
And his nose grows a little.
"Yeah, where'd you get that? The kids at school called me it. Did you like it?" says Gepetto. "I loved it," says Pinocchio, and his nose grows more because, in fact, he was bullied and sad. He continues to lie, and his long nose goes up and pokes the whale's throat parts. And we crossfade to them walking up to their front door.
So, problem solved, I suppose.
There isn't even money for like a cartoon of this anymore. There isn't even money for a single illustration of them being spat out the whale.
The illustrator, he quit. He's gone back to his desk by 2 p.m. Back in Villaggio, Gepetto tells Pinocchio that he's the best son a dad could ever want. Even though you're made of wood, it doesn't matter what's on the outside. It's what's on the inside that counts. They go inside his toy shop, happy. But wait, Stromboli is here.
A sting in the tail.
And guess what? He has the contract.
Welcome home, Pinocchio.
Oh, I missed you.
Not so fast.
Stromboli, what do you want?
I think you have something that... All right, I'll handle this. I think you have something that belongs to me.
What are you talking about? What's this?
Would you like to tell him, or shall I?
It's a contract I signed.
Exactly. I, Pinocchio, that's you, agree to work for Stromboli, that's him, for the next 100 years or until I die, whichever comes first. All right, that's enough from you.
Well, this can't be.
It's been signed, sealed, and delivered. Now hand him over.
Bold move from Stromboli here to present Gepetto with the contract and say that the only way it'll be voided is if Stromboli were to be killed somehow, standing next to all of Gepetto's toy-making knives. But fine.
Stromboli. Yeah. So as you heard, the contract details that he has to work for Stromboli for 100 years or until Stromboli dies painfully in a toy-making accident. Pinocchio embraces Gepetto and is like, don't make me go with him. Isn't there anything else I can offer you? Says Gepetto with sort of mild consternation in his voice. Take anything. Take everything. And then he starts to sing the final song of the film. You can take my favourite chair. Go on, take it. I don't care. There's no possession I can't spare since I gave my heart away.
Yeah. If I had a bank account, you could take the whole amount. Things and riches, what are they? Since I gave my heart away. He even gives Stromboli the keys to his house. This is very nice, says Stromboli, but I want the boy. He screams and seizes Pinocchio and drags him away.
Yeah.
He continues violently kidnapping Pinocchio through the town square in broad daylight.
Gepetto is like,
the town folk all close their shutters. These two are still at it. I told you I get him on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Someone's brother is visiting from out of town and walks out with their morning espresso. What the hell is that guy up to? Shh, back inside. I'm so sorry. I should have said in my letter. Oh my God. Yeah, so
Gepetto screams to the sky for the blue fairy. She arrives in the sky. Oh, now you want my help, she says. I tried a bunch of times, but you ignored me. There's little I can do for you now. We have to hear a bit of this. I want you to listen to this bit of song where Gepetto sings to the blue fairy to kill him instead of letting him live in a world without Pinocchio.
Daddy, do something!
Oh, Blue Fairy, wait! If you have 1 ounce of kindness left in you, you'll grant me one last wish.
You see, I love him. He's my son. And if my life with him is done, then finish off what you've begun. Make me wood or stone or clay, since you took my heart away.
Let me go!
Moving, you little wooden brat! What's happening? What's happening? What are you doing?
But as you can possibly hear from the voice delivery, it's Drew Carey doing it with like no facial expression. Just hands in pockets. Just like,
hands in pockets, like he knows he needs to ask a co-worker how their weekend was, but he doesn't really care.
Yeah. It says here on this piece of paper that I have to say kill me.
Yeah.
Because I won't live in a world without Pinocchio, so like, you know, take as read.
Yeah, so that I guess that just happened. The noise at the end of that clip was, of course, the beginning of the real boy transformation. Pinocchio levitates 8 feet off the ground, starts T-posing, and then Pinocchio.png not final starts rotating.
He spins around like the Vitruvian man. Gepetto looks on with what you could only describe as mild interest. Pinocchio.
I love the idea that the Vitruvian man spins around.
Well, he's in a wheel, isn't he?
He is in a wheel. He's a drawing by Leonardo da Vinci. He's not
a drawing of a man in a wheel.
You have to imagine the spinning part.
Yeah. Well, that's true of every drawing. If you like, his helicopter drawing, be showing someone that and be like, that spins round, and be like, no, it's just a drawing. Imagine it, though.
You don't say, the Mona Lisa standing up and walking off.
Well, yeah, but she isn't. You could say, well,
neither is the Vitruvian Man spinning.
Yeah, but no, he's in a wheel. It's implied because he's in a wheel that he's going to roll off. You could say,
okay, fine.
Yeah. You could say, the Mona Lisa sort of, what would I reasonably say about the Mona Lisa? I'd say, the Mona Lisa having a sit down. That's what she's doing.
Well, yeah, that's what she's doing in the picture.
Yeah, the Vitruvian Man is in a wheel.
When you say the Vitruvian Man standing.
He's rolling. He's rolling. He just happens to be at the upright point. Or maybe, did it ever occur to you or anyone else that maybe Da Vinci drew him sideways or upside down or at an angle, and then when the drawing was found,
from the wrong angle.
Yeah, they just rotated it, and there should. If you look closely, there's a little arrow pointing up.
If you look closely, no one's looked behind the Vitruvian Man, but there are actually 600 other almost identical pictures behind him, and if you flick through it, he does. Yeah, he does spin around. A flick book, and he does roll.
If you zoom in and look closely, you can see that the Vitruvian Man's genitals are flopped up, because he's upside down. So and his hair is sort of hanging up.
If you look closely, if you zoom in on the Vitruvian Man, there's a little speech bubble that says, "I'm a spinning."
It says "wee," and there is some of those kind of movement lines on the side of the wheel. Yeah,
it says "I'm a spinning" because he's Italian, isn't he?
Mamma mia, I'm a spinning.
So,
oh god,
yeah. He's a real boy now. A real boy? Who needs a real boy, says Stromboli. No one will pay to see a real boy. You can't do this to me, he says. And then the blue fairy pelts him with painful magic until he leaves.
So that sorts the contract, I guess.
What good would it do for Pinocchio to be a real boy?
Say it like she does.
What good would it do for a Pinocchio to be a real boy if he didn't have a real father to come home to?
Can you hang on? So I've tried to write her dialogue phonetically. Can you read out? Can you read out mine as a sort of test of how good it is?
Okay. What good would it do to make Pinocchio a real boy if he did not have a father to come home to? That's it, yeah. She says, mercifully deciding not to petrify Gepetto.
Hooray. Gepetto and Pinocchio hug, and the song about giving your heart away continues, while the townsfolk all come out of their houses to kill Gepetto once and for all.
And throw his body in a well.
Yeah. They embrace their children and they all join in the song.
Yeah.
Gepetto and Pinocchio go into the workshop and the sign is magically transformed to read Gepetto and Son. And then it's the credits.
Yeah. The final line of the song, the townsfolk sing about how no one will take Gepetto's son from him now that he gave his heart away. No one said they were going to.
Yeah.
Fine. Gepetto and Son, it says, and the movie ends.
Over the credits, there is a pop version of Since I Gave My Heart Away by Sonia Isaacs. So enjoy that.
And that was it.
And that is all the Gepetto they made.
The grand tale of Gepetto.
Yeah. Having recapped it, my opinion hasn't changed. This had the potential to be a genuinely great musical, I think. Mm-hmm. But it just has clearly been sort of nerfed, production and casting wise, into the sort of broken form that you see before you now.
Into the shattered puppet that you see in front of you. Yeah, and it seems like history has not been kind to it. Drew Carey spent a lot of time dunking on this film on Whose Line Is It Anyway, which I think, considering a lot of the movie's faults come from Drew Carey, is a little rich.
Yeah.
He also, he had a little skit in one of his episodes of the Drew Carey show, where he's chatting to Ryan Stiles, and then Pinocchio turns up in the show, which I think we can play a clip of that to get the tenor of how Drew Carey talks about this movie.
Well, I guess it's my fault. I'm the one who started hanging out with you 30 years ago. Nobody forced you.
Hey, Gepetto!
Pinocchio! What are you doing here?
After the movie we made, you said we'd be best buddies and hang out together.
Yeah, but then you started wearing the outfit all the time and calling yourself Pinocchio. Got kind of creepy. Does your mom know you're here?
I don't have a mom. You made me out of wood.
Okay, well, why don't you just get him out of here?
Wait!
What?
I see dead people.
the way that he talks to Pinocchio in that is identical to how he talks to Pinocchio in the actual film. It's no different.
Yeah. So what's your point, Drew Carey?
Yeah.
Oh, you're better than Gepetto 2000, are you?
Well, you're not. Gepetto 2000 Gepetto 2000 would have been a little bit better if you'd have fully committed.
Yeah. If you'd even half-assed it.
Yeah. It wouldn't have been good. It couldn't have been good. Because of what Julia Louis-Dreyfus is doing. But, like, two wrongs don't make a right, Drew. The film is wrong and you're wrong, and that doesn't make... Yeah, it's not okay. You can't half-ass it just because it doesn't deserve your effort.
You can't ironically be the lead in Gepetto 2000.
No!
You have to commit, Drew Carey.
Exactly. But such is the curse of trying to adapt Pinocchio. Anyway, clearly the one who emerged sort of from the flames of this was Steven Schwartz, who was like, actually, let's try Wicked.
Yeah, let's do Wicked instead. What if instead of this, we did a really popular, successful one?
Yeah, we did this, but it was good. And it turned out to be Wicked. Well done, everyone. Yeah. Can I read you an email, Andy?
Yes, please.
Okay. This comes via Kyle. Thank you. Subject line, inside info from the set of Food Boy. Okay.
Oh, my God.
I lean forward in my chair.
Thank you to everyone who emailed us about Food Boy. And we can only apologise for how many of you were physically revolted and had to stop listening to the episode.
Yeah, a lot of people. And those are just the ones who commented. Those are the ones who...
Yeah. There'll be many, many more, I'm sure. So our apologies to you.
Sorry.
Please direct any future emails to the director and writer of Food Boy.
Well, so Kyle writes... Figured I could write in with some insider info straight from the set of Food Boy. My cousin met his now wife working in the art/props department for Food Boy. Congrats.
Oh my God.
In order to keep costs down, the vast majority of the crew was college film students from local colleges here in Utah, hired for pennies and exposure. His claim to fame for the film is as the designer of the Food Boy logo/t-shirt and as an extra during the giant food fight. Some insights from what I recall of his time on set. Number 1. The scene of Lucas shooting pastrami out of his hands was accomplished with a compressed air cannon with a hose attachment. So, thank you for answering my question there. Lucas had a hose running up through his pants into his shirt sleeves with pastrami shoved into the ends. In the scene, the ends of his shirt sleeves are unbuttoned to accommodate the hose that was tied to his wrists. So that, I can see that. Compressed air cannon loaded with pastrami. Number 2, most of the mush in the food fight scene is instant mashed potatoes with various degrees of food colouring. The goal was to limit the stink as much as possible, and potatoes were found to have the least offensive smell while still being inexpensive. My cousin described the food fight scene as, quote, exactly as disgusting and unpleasant as it looks, and the crew was in the cafeteria until 3 a.m. cleaning the mess. Number 3, the stinkiest scene was the scene where Lucas fires mustard out of his hands. Kyle has also attached a link to an interview with the creator of The Adventures of Food Boy. Let me read you a little bit of that. From the interview on Kids First News, we had built some equipment to shoot mustard for that scene, and we had tested it a couple of times using real mustard, and it worked great. Then, a couple of days before we were to shoot that scene, the actor playing Food Boy mentioned to me that the smell of mustard makes him sick. So he was a little bit nervous about being able to shoot that scene without throwing up. But he said he'd do whatever we wanted him to do. Of course, I didn't want our lead actor to get sick in the middle of this scene, so we scrambled for a few days to see if we could find something that would still look like mustard but didn't smell as bad. Finally, the morning of the shoot, we'd figured out that hand lotion with yellow food colouring looks exactly like mustard. So we thought we'd found the solution until we tested it and realised that the lotion wouldn't shoot at all. It just sort of dribbled out of Food Boy's hands. Of course, Lucas... Of course.
Sorry. Just imagining Food Boy's power is he can dribble mustard out of his hands.
Hand lotion. Yellow hand lotion.
It doesn't smell bad.
Of course, Lucas was great about it and said it wouldn't be a problem with real mustard. Later that afternoon, when we finally shot the scene, I was worried the whole time that Lucas was going to get sick. The smell of the real mustard was very, very strong. But luckily, Lucas made it through the entire scene without any incidents.
Well, I mean, hats off to Lucas Grabeel. What an absolute pro.
And Kyle finishes, overall, it was a very rushed, slapped-together production that required a lot of engineering and ingenuity from the props and art department, which I'm sure does not come as a surprise given the finished product. Thinking about how it's wrong to go to the moon, Kyle. Thanks very much, Kyle. That was brilliant.
Incredible,
and well
Kyle.
done,
Thank
Lucas
you.
Grabeel. What a trooper. For doing it with the real bad mustard, I guess.
Yeah, amazing. Thank you for your email. And again, sorry to anyone who listened to that description and is having illness problems of their own. Our apologies.
If you thought you were safe now that it wasn't the episode where we talk about the adventures of Food Boy, there are going to be sort of aftershocks kind of echoing through this podcast.
Yeah.
For some time.
Our apologies.
Sorry.
If you would like more episodes of Mum Can't Cook, then you can check out our Patreon at patreon.com/extra helpings, where we're currently coming to the end of the initial run of Erie, Indiana, the children's supernatural TV show, which has been an absolutely wild ride. We also have 3 series of So Weird that we recapped on there, which is one of our favorite things ever, which is about a traveling family band full of supernatural investigators.
Yay.
So check that out.
Don't forget, if you haven't already, to vote for Mum Can't Cook in the British Podcast Awards. You can only vote on Spotify by opening the Spotify app exclusively on your phone, finding the British Podcast Awards playlist, and then maybe there'll be a vote
And then you have to
button.
bury your phone under a crossroads at midnight.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
so I think Satan will tally the votes, something like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, check that out. And also we have merch at mumcan'tcookmerch.com if you want to get yourself a t-shirt or other similar item inspired by our previous episodes. Right, Luke, you must be wondering what our next decom that we'll be doing is.
Well, ordinarily, yes, I would, but I have a strong suspicion I know what it is, Andy. But tell me anyway. Come on.
Yeah, well, it's at the time of recording, it's not officially out yet, but it should be available now on the Disney Channel and Disney Plus by the time this episode comes out. And we are very excited to do it. It's Camp Rock 3. Luke, are you excited for Camp Rock 3?
I wouldn't. I sort of am excited. I'm excited in the way that when you're like about to start a run that you've been training for, you know. So like, my mindset is serious. We've prepared. We're ready. We know what we're doing. We've put in the work. We timed our Camp Rock 2 episode perfectly. The lore, the characters, it's all front of mind for me. I'm going into this
all fresh,
ready. I'm so ready.
All right. Well, let me read you the description.
Okay. This is where the training goes sideways, isn't it?
At Camp Rock, the Connect 3 are looking for a new opening act for their tour. Among campers like Sage, Desi, Rosie, and others, the competition to win the coveted spot sparks rivalries and romances as everyone fights to stand out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Should we talk about the Connect 3? How did that happen?
The Connect... Maybe during the early 2000s, Connect 3 realised that to be a popular band, you needed to have the.
You needed a the, yeah.
And they clumsily called themselves the Connect 3.
Okay, I'm excited for that. I'm also excited to learn that there's a sage in it. Sage Borealis, presumably. Yeah.
Yeah, Sage Borealis is coming back to sing songs about how it's wrong to go to the moon.
Yeah,
so
he
can
thinks
look
so,
forward
and
to that.
so do all his friends. All right,
come on back next time for Camp Rock 3, or in the meantime, check us out at patreon.com/extra helpings to get your Mum Can't Cook fix, and we will see you next time. Oh, bloody hell.
He's back.
It's that, what was his name?
Dante,
yeah, he's crawling through he seems to be missing his legs.
Okay.
He's crawling through the door.
All right.
He wants to know where the sun goes at night.
Oh, for God's sake. What a rude boy.
What a stupid, rude boy. Let me kick him into the sky.
The attitude of this kid. There we go.
I know.
Into the sun with you, Dante.
Right, yeah. If you
Dante's
can find out
Inferno,
firsthand
that's what
where
we
it goes,
call that.
mate. Yeah, there you go. Good riddance to bad rubbish. Oh, it's great being a blue fairy, isn't it?
Yes,
Luke?
it
Just
is.
sort of flying around, singing ever so slightly off key and dancing in a slightly amateurish way.
Dancing and granting wishes in my British voice.
Yeah, we don't have to do it when we're not on the clock, Luke. It's okay.
No, we don't. I'm just warming up, just practicing. No, I'm training up an intern.
Oh, well, that's nice. It's good to bring up the younger generation of blue fairies.
Yep.
Hang on a minute. There seems to be quite a lot of complaints here in the complaints box. I don't think people
God's
usually
sake.
complain
No.
to the blue fairy.
No.
You go around giving them wooden suns. What are they complaining about? Hang on, let me have a look here. All right, hang on.
Oh, all right.
All right. I've got a complaint here from Elizabeth, Camp Rock 2, Electric Sex Canoe, Danny Bowyer, Blake, Christoph, Christoph, Will Thomas, Clint Hannah Lopez, Autumn Holloway, Quinn is Teething, Snowy Owl, Smoky Snakes, Paul Stokes, Fun Police Detective Inspector Jacques M. Hoff, and Darius Emmanuel Grouch IV, aka the Grumble, aka Carl.
Yeah.
They say that their new wooden son asked them upwards of 3 questions.
Oh,
now
no.
they want him killed.
Okay. I mean, isn't that quite normal behaviour for a child?
I thought so.
Wooden or otherwise.
Yeah, I mean, they've just been brought to life with terrifying magic. I'd have a few questions.
Okay, all right. Well, I mean, also, here we've got Julian Rundlet, Nurse Jake, Say My Name Out Loud, oh, that'd suit you right down to the marrow, wouldn't it, you snake? The Monk, Friendon Brazier, Business Corgi, James Zilla, Tilly Everrower, Cara Dennison, Mart H, Who Needs to Sleep, Crapolio, Chase Baker, and Michael Brackets, A Wolf is My Tax Attorney, Hayden. They say that their wooden son asked for 10 more minutes on their tablet. And now they want to send them back to hell or wherever they came from.
I mean, okay. It's only 10 minutes.
It's only 10 minutes. I mean, couldn't you sort of just say no or maybe say yes in a constructive way? Like yes, tomorrow, 10 minutes on your tablet, or yes, when you get your next sticker on the chart or something like that. Okay.
I guess hell.
All right, I guess back to hell.
Hell for that boy. Dave Goddard, E.T., Book Monster, Andrew and Krista, Just Can't Get Enough, At the World of Stuff, Plant Nutrition Boy, Daniel Rogers, Ry Medema, Quunky Takes Manhattan, The Robot That Slaps You All Night, Louise Lola, Andy's Caveman's Travelling Leather Coracle, The Axe Perched Atop Leon's Cakes, Crunched Up Bone Heap, Jack Fabian, and Adam Snig. They say that their wooden son found a present they'd got him early and enjoyed it.
Okay.
I mean, hide it better?
Hide it? Yeah, I mean, you really want us to sort of chop up the boy into firewood and kindling for that? Seems like an overreaction.
That's what they're saying. They want his legs smashed with hammers.
Oh, okay, right. I'm thinking maybe we shouldn't give these people any more wooden boys. And look here, I've got Zivich. Hi, it's me again, Bird. Cyborg Penguin. Fun Police Constable Dick Jerkins. Hef, come back here, you gremlins. Andy Meany. We are the future, food boy, not them. Luke's ass donor. Ghost Elevator. Elliot Taylor. Moist Drippings. Nick Jonas's sloop. Keith Hall. And Santa Magic destroyed the bus. They've written in to say that their wooden boy had lice.
Oh,
they went to school and there was a breakout. You know, lots of kids having lice, and apparently they got it. They had lice,
right?
And they're furious. I mean, they've said had lice ? Exclamation mark, and then a lot of the angry emojis.
Okay.
And then the throwing up emoji.
I
think there's just like a shampoo you can get though, isn't there? Or like a little comb or something?
Yeah, you get one of those combs that you can just sort of comb. No, okay. They're saying kick his head into the sky.
All right. Well, maybe we could use blue fairy magic to give them a little comb.
Well, no, that's not what they asked for, I'm afraid. Like, bam, there it goes into the sky.
Oh,
all right.
Okay.
Courtney Rail, Jotham Funclara, Photomucker, Andy's Paradiddle Girlfriend, Purple Disarray, Irish Femboy Down the Road, Phil Stevens, Luke in the Hat, Annie is now okay, thanks to her new chemsex canoe, Minnie, Dash X, the new main character of this podcast, Watermelon Spraying Gabriella Ghost of Leighton, Sam Rowland, and 64 Gun Warship, brackets meet me in the... They've said that their wooden son used a knife with butter on it in the jam, leaving some butter in the jam.
Okay.
And they want him shot with 100 guns.
Okay. All right, we'll have to enlist a few more blue fairies to get the numbers up to 100. But we'll...
Yeah.
Okay. Well, meanwhile, we've got Carl the Jedi, Clarky the bearded coach driver. Luke says to Andy, don't worry, it's just my buns. Adam Cuddy Routh, the ATM that satisfies your need for validation. Mike Cavanna, Zora Stingray, John Sharplin, Angel Beat, Z-Man in Chaos, Marnie from Quince, Adam Bell, Alan St. George, Lucas Johnson, and Ian Admire, brackets till the break of dawn. They say that they were getting on fine with their little wooden boy, but he can't. But he's not very good at pronouncing the word yellow. He says it like lello because he hasn't been talking for very long.
Right. They want him crushed with stones.
They say they want to throw him off the biggest cliff in the world.
Okay. Well, I guess fine. Yeah, fine.
Yeah.
Michael
All right.
Saul, Mark Chambers, Matt S, Jeebus Piers Jones, Prince Reynard, Let Me See You Move, brackets in the sex canoe, Seish, Ben from Finance, Clumsy the Clown's disappointed older sister, Andrea Pallas, Kate Tweedy, A Skull in a Top Hat, Alex and Daisy and Bailey too, Chemsex Canoe, and Eclair. They say that their wooden son asked if they could play outside for a while when I'd already been outside today. Didn't want to go out again.
Okay.
They're saying, please, can we whip him as hard as possible into the cobble so he shatters?
I mean, I guess we can, but like, do you want to sort of wait 24 hours and if you still want to do it, maybe like...
They're shaking their heads.
Okay.
They're saying
all right.
no.
Well, I mean, I'll put it on the list, but what's this from Ethan Pearson, Adam Steele, Danny Cap, Tony B, Hannah Kirchner, A Climaxing B, Dr. Doom's Bone Dry Crotch, Limited Patience, open brackets, Kiz, close brackets, Will Hutner, Andrew the Osteogent, and Michael Olson. They've written in with a complaint about their wooden boy, and the complaint simply reads Peppa Pig, and then a lot of cross-face emojis. They said they would like their wooden boy to be fed to hogs
in a sort of ironic
in an ironic punishment. I mean, I guess Peppa Pig's not that bad, I guess. But all right, we'll see what we can do.
Fine. Sean and the... Oh, no, I refuse to read that out loud. What looks to be like Hannah, Simon Gansel, Morgana Wallace, the Knight of the Big Game, the Mad Whacker, Winky Face, Tim Craven, Hypermole, Ash, David Ormond, C. Hunter, Hintonus, Homemade Mask, primatologist Bingo Teller, and disrobed member of the Loyal Order of Bronk. They've written in to say that their wooden boy played the recorder that they bought him and they found it annoying.
Ah, okay. Yeah, well, I mean, if you don't practice, you'll never get good.
Yeah, they say they want him pulled apart by horses and thrown in a well.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess I'll go persuade the horses to do this. They're not going to like it.
What are we going to do with all these wooden boy parts that are littered around Blue Fairy HQ now?
We've probably got enough wooden boy parts to make a wooden man.
Yeah,
you know,
make a giant wooden Voltron.
A giant wooden boy who can take revenge on all these ungrateful parents.
Yeah, sounds good. All right, let's get to it.